Test. Yes. He's just black. Noodles. She shows dead. No. Do you think he did? Sheesh. Oh, that means master, right? What should we do? Hey, pull yourself together. Don't worry. I have an idea. What does he have to do with us? Why are we here? Anyway, we're back in America. Defendant lobby. What the heck? Who brings a defendant to his own trial late? Who? Plus, the request was so last minute, I didn't even have a chance to talk with my client. He's late for a very important date. My name's Athena. I know. And I know. Yeah, I know. It appears you made it just in time. Where have you been? Trial's about to start. Simon! You didn't get so worked up, Athena. His baldness can't wait. There's no way he'd wait for me. Besides, why would I want to start off the wrong foot with him right at the gate? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, well, covering for your lateness is not. Still, but a ranked amateur, I see. He may not look it, but is actually a prosecutor and a psychological specialist. He and I go way back. As for sure specialization in psychology, we're both disciples of the same person, so to speak. And he's kind of my senior, I guess. Twisted sense of humor, I wish he stopped treating me like a child all the time. So, we're right down on Justice Center. As abroad, Apollo's helping Trucy with her magic show. Didn't I tell you? They're what? Neither one of them are here, leaving you to take this on alone. Yeah, guys, call right down her back. It's not too late. Not too late at all. Very well. Then I will settle it just for Justice Center. Go grab him by the horns. When I met it, but I got what it takes. Just leave this to me and go watch as your defense derails. Now, as I win the heck out of this trial. I'll be okay, promise. Wipe off the look. Anyway, I take it the guy behind you is, yes, he's your defendant? He's asleep again. Oh, hey, Bucky, wake up. What'd you do that for, Simon? Didn't he just die? He just died, right? We saw him in the trailer. Or the preview. Bucky? Who's your chickadee? She's your lawyer, such as it were. I said she's more green than yellow. Lawyer? She sure don't look like it, doesn't she? She's like your fellow apprentice or something. Something like that. I've known her longer than I've known you. You could say we're bound to one another. Oh, okay. Well then, guess you better call him, or Miss Chickadee then. Simon, this guy's not only rude, but there's sheets to the wind at his own trial. I know what you just meant, but I'm not ready to give him a piece of my mind. Do as you will. Better save it for after the trial. Miss Chickadee. Don't call me that. How'd you do? Simon Sure and an old friend of mine. Number 4th generation head chef to Wet Soba. Wet noodle number 4, Bucky Wet. Nice to meet you. I don't think he's drunk at all. It's nice to meet you, Mr. Wet. So he can pull himself together when he wants to. If only the trial wasn't starting in a few minutes. Having been accused of murder that only occurred yesterday. Wait, so we don't even do an investigation? It's just trial? I'm afraid it's taking a toll on the poor boy. And you happen to be here at the theater where it all happened too, right? They said they found a Rococo storyteller murdered in his dressing room. The master storyteller, Typhoid Tornado, Typhoid Tornado, was a longtime patron of Wet Soba. Okay, but like, doesn't his age usually show deceased when he's dead? I see, so the victim was kind of like a father to the victim. A stupid old fart. Like a father? Nah, way. He was always dishing my soba. But there you speak ill of him. Going in your mouth like that is why they suspected you of murder. So, Prosecutor Blackwell is not the prosecutor this time? Why is he in the defendant lobby? Number 3 must be rolling in his grave. The police. None of them believes me. They won't listen to me. Looks like he's still in shock from the whole ordeal. Don't worry, Mr. Wet. Everything's gonna be alright. I'm gonna defend you with everything I've got. You're in good hands now. You mean, you believe me, ma'am? Of course, no matter what, I'll believe you to the end. I want to know who the prosecutor is. It can't be Simon, right? Because he's here. Gee whiz. Ms. Chickadee, come on, I need to shape up. All those dente noodles of yours. Yes, ma'am. My soba is the freshest herb. You okay? Okay, you're great, Big Pillock. How exactly do you know this guy? I used to be a freaking Wet Soba, and still do, in fact, so I've known him since he was a lad. That's why his father and Master Tornado were always so good to me. I didn't know you liked soba so much, Simon. I wouldn't expect one such as you, who eats meat slab between slabs of bread. Sandwich? To understand the delicate taste and the subtle texture imparted by buckwheat flour. Yeah, that's rude, but I digress. I'm all about flavor and subtlety and stuff, so if I let Wet Soba end like this, I'll never be able to face number 3 or Master Tornado in next life. See? So that's why you came to me. You wanted somebody you could trust. It was never my intention to ask you. Yeah, he was gonna ask Phoenix. Or Apollo, maybe? I'll show him I can handle it just fine. Oh, I believe it's just about time. But we haven't even properly discussed the case yet. What's the matter? You look nervous. Do we have any court records? No, we just have an attorney's badge. Don't tell me you're chickadeeing out. I'm just trembling with the excitement of the battle. Let's do this. Come on, Mr. Wet. Get off the floor. We've got a case to win. I'm gonna do my best. Hello. Two bowls of noodles? He has a flip phone? When was this game made? 2016? Hey, they hung up. Okay, let's do this. He's kind of doing himself for my case any favors like this, Simon. Maybe we should let him go and get some rest somewhere? Let me rest, huh? Maybe for a lump of regular flour dough for udon noodles. But I'm fresh, like my soba. Grind the buckwheat seeds fresh. Cut the dough fresh. He's purple. He's blacked out. Oh boy, I just knew he was something like this would happen. Simon, what are these 3 freshes of soba he was talking about? First, buckwheat seeds or groats are ground to make buckwheat flour. Then, dough made with flour is cut with a large rectangular knife into noodles. Finally, buckwheat noodles are boiled. Each step is done immediately, one after another, so that the soba is fresh running. I feel like this is important. Buckwheat seeds are ground to make buckwheat flour. 2. Dough made with the flour is cut with a large rectangular knife into noodles. 3. Buckwheat noodles are boiled. Each step was done immediately one after the other, so that the soba is fresh running. Okay, so that's what I meant. I wouldn't want him to make me any soba right now, that's for sure. Athena, this is no time for idle chatter. You need to get into the courtroom now. As a prosecutor, I will be unable to lend you a hand. What? He's the prosecutor? Just don't expect any help from my quarter. There you go, treating him like a child, incompetent again. For your information, I wasn't planning on asking you for your help anyway. So you're gonna put your own noodle shop in jail. How did this happen? Mr. Wright and Apollo may not be here. That's right. I can do this on my own. So he knows he didn't do it. He is the prosecutor. What? So he's on my side, and he wants me to win. Oh no, it's not Tia. What is he doing back here? Court is now in session for the trial of Bucky Wet. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is fully prepared, Your Honor. What is he doing here? Go back! Go back to your country! That is correct, Your Honor. To expedite these proceedings, I completed them beforehand in the lobby. How very thoughtful of you. By the way, what brings you back to this country? Chief Prosecutor Edward himself called me to... Why? Let him stay in this country. I have a debt to pay. What debt? Just pay back your money. And though my opponent is yet a callow thing, I have no qualms with sending her down to hell. If we have a score to settle, it's with Apollo, not me. But more importantly, I'm not a callow thing. I'm a qualified and capable attorney. So he lost to Apollo, he lost to Phoenix, and now he's back with me. That's like 2-0, man. Now, prosecutor somebody. She's still only a teenager. She is? I don't know. Not even the judge is giving me kid treatment. Very well. Shall we begin, Your Honor? How many cases has she done so far? Like 2 or 3 that we've seen? Where she leads the case? I'll be sorry they underestimated me. Certainly. The last rites of the victim commence. The incident is believed to have occurred at around 4 p.m. yesterday, May 12th. So it's right after. Yesterday he was doing the trial from the previous episode. I forgot what it was. The revolution thing, right? That's a rebel? Yeah, the monk. Abbott and me. So, May 11th was when Abbott and me, the trial whole thing happened at a storyteller's theater called Kurukuru Tei. The victim was a great master of nato school of Rakugo, or comedic storytelling. The scene of the murder was at the theater's dressing room. It is accessible via the staff entrance hallway and has an inner and outer sliding door. The estimated time of death between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. Okay, are we bullshitting this time or not? Are we gonna bullshit in the autopsy report by freezing his body? The cause of death is suffocation, though how the victim suffocated is yet to be determined. The autopsy found nothing unusual with his lungs or stomach, and there is no murder weapon. How the fuck did he die then? I will now submit the incident report to the court. Typhus autopsy report. How can you name Mr. White as a culprit when you don't even know how the victim was killed? Suffocation. Nothing was found in his lungs. So, yeah, we saw the shadowy black figure, and then he just, I don't know. Wait, those are Rakugo cards. Camel drink. Camella? No, camel. There's a picture of a camel. There's the logo. While it is true that the weapon and precise methods are yet unknown, the accused is the only one who had the opportunity to commit the murder. Okay, then what's his motive? I will explain the assertion in further detail as we continue. I guess this means he has some kind of evidence to present. Now, would the accused please care to plead his case? He's gone, man. He ain't there. Where is the defendant, Mr. Sykes? Sorry, Your Honor. I'm afraid he's not feeling very well and resting in the infirmary. Surely it is the lack of clear conscience that impedes him from facing this court. Great. Starting off in the wrong foot already. Mr. Wett is the head chef of a soba shop frequented by the victim. On the day of the incident, Mr. Wett went to a theater at the victim's request. Typhoid Tornado was a connoisseur of soba, as you can see in his photographs. He was apparently making soba himself in his dressing room that very day. The soba found at the scene is likely the soba he himself made there. So he just drowned in the soba he was eating. Liking soba is one thing, but making it in a theater dressing room is a bit much, none? Master Tornado truly had a passion for soba, didn't he? For a man like that to be murdered by a soba chef is simply unthinkable. And yet, the accused had ample motive. Alright, tell me the motive. You discovered the deed to the accused's shop. Mr. Witt was to inherit with soba when he lost his father recently. Is that his father? My client for this case, fourth head of Soba, he's got a lot to learn about noodle making. Rakugo storyteller of 55 years who's famous for his soba-based routines. He has 2 disciples under him. Who's the disciples? Who's the 2? Other 2. Mr. Wett was inherited with soba when he lost his father recently. However, it's believed that the victim stole the shop's deed during the transfer process. The prosecution believes the accused killed the victim in order to get the deed back. Found in the victim's possession is the deed for the soba shop. The deed holder is Bucky Witt. Let me read that. It's the deed for the soba shop. The deed holder is Bucky Witt. A murder over the deed to a shop. That does sound like a plausible motive. Let me read that again. The victim stole the shop. The prosecution believes the accused killed the victim to get the deed back. A murder over the deed to a shop. Obviously, that's not the shadow we saw, right? There was a black figure in the preview, and obviously he didn't have that fat face. So that's what this case is about. I just wanted to fill me in a little better. I could have contributed more than just 1,000 buckets of cold sweat if you had. Defense? From your demeanor, I gather you know very little about the details of this. Yeah. Oh, you see? You're dishonoring the soul of the victim by appearing in this courtroom unprepared. What was I supposed to do? To find someone else. These people have nothing to do with me. You're an embarrassment to your profession, you piece of egg yolk. Good point. Egg yolk. Apollo's red pepper, now I'm egg yolk. I've only just started and I've already been demoted to a spring chick. I'm ready to call my witness, Your Honor. Let us listen to the words of one who was present when the crime was discovered. Someone who was there when the victim's body was found. Very well, witness. Please take the stand. Oh? Hi. Hi, Simon. Please state your name and your occupation. Simon Blackwell, prosecutor. Hello. You didn't tell me you were going to take the stand. It simply wasn't time. He forgot. He forgot. What a shame, Prosecutor Blackwell. Had you shared that damning scene you witnessed before with the defense, you could have moved this trial along and saved the victim so much faster. Damning sin? What in the world did the Simon say? Prosecutor Samadhi, was it? Before I give my testimony, there's something I'd like to confirm. By all means. This case involves rakugo, a very traditional form of Japanese comedic storytelling. Do you have enough knowledge of his art form to handle the case competently? Are you implying that I am not qualified for this case? Not yet. I'm simply trying to ascertain your familiarity with the topic for now. It's a prosecutor's duty to learn the background of any case he takes on. I did some research on rakugo last night and have grasped the overall idea of it. He Googled it. How much could you possibly grasp in a single night? He Googled it. He's first result. Link, and then click. Rakugo is a form of entertaining storytelling that originated in the land of Japan. In it, the storyteller sits alone on the stage. Okay, he Googled it. And the rakugo artist tells a long, whimsical story, giving each character a distinct voice. This traditional art was originally invented by the monks to make ceremonies more interesting. So he did the entire history of it. Are you satisfied? If not, I could explain the 12 types of ending to such stories. Or shall I perform the famous story of Jugenmu instead? Jugenmu. Wait. It appears you have put in a bit of study. Your acknowledgement is most welcome, Prosecutor Blackwell. Jugenmu. I can see why you're known for being quite thorough during your research, Prosecutor. Nerd. I'd love to see you perform that story you mentioned if you don't mind. Please do! If that's your request. Jugenmu. What the fuck, Athena? Can you back to the trial? What the fuck, Athena? I nearly forgot. What reason would you have to stop it? You didn't want to see it, of all things, for you to forget. Now then, back to the case. Prosecutor Blackwell, please tell this court what you witnessed. What Simon saw. I went to the theater yesterday and arrived at approximately 4 p.m. Went straight to Master Tornado's dressing room to say hello. Bucky went into the dressing room thereafter, only to come storming out a while later. Master Tornado's junior disciple, Uendo, apparently then entered the room soon after. Uendo. That's when Uendo discovered Master Tornado's body. What? Wait, so... are you the witness or no? Bucky went into the thereafter. Uendo apparently then entered his room. That's when Uendo discovered Master Tornado's body. Now, wait just a minute here, Prosecutor Blackwell. With testimony like that, you're practically accusing Mr. White of the crime. Yeah, That's why he's here? All I can do is state what I saw. Can't help how it appears. Do you get to see who Uendo is? A qualified and capable attorney such as you should be able to dispatch with it, right? Well, yeah, duh. Alright, I guess I'd better start by getting all the info out of him. So, technically, oh, not technically. Simon is basically my assistant. He's just not right beside me. I went to the theater yesterday, alright, but Chris. I think I just missed it. I went straight to theater, arrived at 4 p.m. Invitation Simon received from Master Tornado to the show commemorating Uendo's name, succession, and promotion. Invitation instead was addicted to the show and a letter to the victim. From the victim, the letter contained a simple greeting and a rundown of the show's program. Geiru was her balloon act, and then Uendo was to do his soba glutton routine, and finally Master Tornado was to perform time soba routine. Balloon act. Okay, so that's his two successors, or two students. I still don't get the full picture here, but I went straight to Master Tornado's dressing room to say hello. How did Master Tornado appear when you said hello? I wanted the invitation to greeting him, but ultimately we didn't actually meet. You didn't see him? Why not? He was dead. Geiru escorted me to the dressing room, but we heard the sound of Rakugo being performed from within. Thinking the master was rehearsing, we decided to wait in the hall until he was done. We heard Rakugo being performed in the dressing room. Yes, not just me, but Geiru as well. In other words, you can confirm that the victim was still alive at 4 p.m. He didn't see him. He heard him. Correct. I couldn't hear him clearly through the doors, but I'm sure it was Master Tornado. Maybe it was a recording. I could tell because it was the time soba routine being performed in. If you didn't see him, you never know. Yeah, so that means the victim was killed sometime after that. How do you know? Maybe it was a recording. Buck went into the dressing room thereafter, only to come storming out a while later. Please tell us in detail. Geiru and I were waiting in the hallway for Master Tornado to finish practicing. When Bucky appeared and entered the dressing room with his things. What happened after that? We heard what sounded like Bucky shouting inside the room. Bucky. About 10 minutes later, Bucky came out of the dressing room looking rather irate, as the most likely when the murder was committed. The victim was an elderly man. It would have been entirely possible to kill him without a span of 10 minutes. But like, he's 70. Like, couldn't he? Maybe he just fell? Maybe he just stopped living? I don't know, from old age? Better come up with some kind of counter argument. And fast. Master Tornado Jr. just about window apparently then entered the room thereafter. What the? What do you mean by apparently? Didn't you see him go in? No, I couldn't. I wasn't able to see where I was standing at the time. I wasn't able to see the dressing room door from where I was standing. And who's this guy? Gato, right? Geiru. But Geiru was right in front of it, so I'm sure she saw it all. I see. And why do you suppose Winda went to the dressing room anyway? He had just finished his routine, so he was making a courtesy call. A disciple is to pay their master respect right before and after each performance. And all disciples are expected to do this. Yes, it's common courtesy among the Rakugo artists. I see. Could you tell us what happened after Linda went into the dressing room? Certainly. That's when Window discovered Master Tornado's body. Mata. And how did Window act at the time? We heard a scream from inside the room, and Window came flying out. Dude, I gotta memorize these names, man. Window. Who the fuck is... That's the other disciple. Did you hear signs of struggle at the time? No, just Window's woeful scream. I see. Well done, prosecutor. Your testimony has given us quite a glimpse into the sequence of events. Thank you, Prosecutor Blackwell. And now, please allow me to summarize your testimony. Alright, thank you. I need this. While Prosecutor Blackwell and Garo were in the hallway waiting for Master Tornado, the accused came along and entered the dressing room with some items in tow. That's wet, right? He was heard shouting for a time inside the dressing room, and about 10 minutes later, he came back out of the room, seeming rather angry. A short time after the accused has come and gone, Window Tornado went into the room. A few minutes later, after having discovered the victim's body, the Window gave a scream and came running out to the hallway from within. Prosecutor Blackwell and Garo ran into the room and saw the body themselves. From the circumstances, it's quite clear that the accused murdered the victim. This is crucial testimony indeed. Defense? An eyewitness has given conclusive testimony. Why not let it all go now? I'll go now and allow the victim his last rites. Not on your life. If Window went into the dressing room too and was the first to discover the body, then who's to say he didn't commit the crime? Window was in the dressing room for a mere 2, perhaps 3 minutes. He could not have possibly committed murder in that time, nor without making any noise. Simon, why did you have to give that awful testimony? Prosecutor Blackwell, can't you give me something a little better to work with here? It's up to you, man. I'm certainly willing to tell you what I know. So, if you're truly as capable as you claim, then draw out what you need yourself. This is no time for your twisted games, Prosecutor Blackwell. Just admit you don't remember it all that well. Prosecutor Blackwell, watching you collude with the demons like this, I see that you are no prosecutor. Be gone, witness. You shall haunt the sacred hall no more. Well, like, he's from another country. How dare you treat me like some evil spirit to be exorcised? I'll remember this, you blackguard. At least he has some respect for this court, right? Don't worry, Prosecutor Blackwell. I've got this. I'll get your noodles back. Would I have my way, he would not be the only one here to step down. You, half-boiled putrid egg yolk. I object to the notion that I'm gooey, smelling mess. Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony was like the lowly opening act of a Rakugo show. He may hold the title of prosecutor, but this time he stood on the side of defense. So? What's wrong with that? To restore the balance of this trial, I'd like to present an actual witness for the prosecution. Window? Gado? Geiru? Geiru. She's another entertainer of the Tornado School, Miss Geiru Tornado. Hello. That ain't Rakugo, bro. State your name and occupation, isn't this? Hello everyone, I'm here to represent the tornado school with the twisted twist. She was supposed to do what? Geiru was to perform her balloon act. Okay, makes sense. But still, that's not Rakugo. She's a clown. And balloon, there you have it. Stunning balloon hat. It's me, the balloon artist you all know and love, Geiru Tornado. Just call me Geiru, sweetie. 1, 2. Balloon. Huge balloons. What a way to capture your audience's attention. I dare say I can't take my eyes off those balloons. Please tell me you're talking about that hat. Oh, Mr. Judgy, I'm so glad you liked my performance. Would you consider joining my fan club? Would you please? Oh, absolutely. And please save your fanboying for after the trial, Your Honor. Anyway, Geiru, I can't help but notice you seem awfully cheerful for having just lost your master. She's an actor. Of course I'm sad, but she sure would scold me if I didn't put on a big smile. Never show sadness. Smile, 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 with the twist, twist, twist. And balloon, there you have it. One gorgeous cake. I see. I guess an entertainer's gotta do what an entertainer's gotta do. A balloon art is worse than Rorschach test. Than a Rorschach test. All I saw was a severed monster head. Geiru, you're obviously a balloon artist. So how did you come to be a member of the Rakugo school? Oh, my father, my late father that is, was a Rakugo artist, you see. So I joined the tornado school. To be just like my daddy one day. Do I know him? I see. My father and I owed so much to Shisho, our master, but that Bucky wet. Oh, how could he? I want to see him pay for what he's done as quickly as possible. Your distress is entirely understandable, and my condolences for your loss. And not only that, but you have more to say about Mr. Wet. Every time he comes to deliver soba to us, he yells at me. He always yells me to get away. Is there any reason why he would say such a thing to you? He says the smell of my perfume will get into the soba and ruin it. Like, how can you say that? This is a great scent. How very rude of him. I don't blame you for being upset. Are you sure it's a smell? Excuse me, Your Honor, but please don't let Geiru's balloons bias your judgment. Mr. Wet hasn't been proven guilty yet, remember? It will be interesting to see how long that fire of yours will last, defense. Now then, Geiru, please share the truth with this court. Yes, Geiru, your testimony, please. Before the murder was discovered, from 4 p.m. to a little after 4:20 p.m. when Shisho's body was found, Simon and I were standing in the hallway in front of the dressing room. Before Uendo discovered the body, the only person who had gone in there was Bucky. Come to think of it, a little while before Bucky showed up, Jugenmu was barking like mad. Jugenmu, is that a dog? Barking, yeah, probably a dog. Do you have any objections to the witness testimony? Nope. Make up your bloody mind. Sat monk samadhi. First you exorcise me, now this. You only need to do as you're instructed by this humble servant of the Holy Mother. There's no Holy Mother in this country, bro. Go back to your country. There are no objections, Your Honor. Let us move on to the salvation of the future. Hey, I'm the defense attorney here. And I just might have an objection or two once I actually cross-examine the witness. So what are you asking Prosecutor Blackwell for? I'm the one you should be checking with. There's a passage in the sacred scripture of self-cryonism. To stir the wind is beyond the power of a spring chick. In other words, the inexperienced are useless. With that in mind, it seems more judicious to consult Prosecutor Rockwell. Why don't he just stand there with me? He doesn't even see you had an adversary, Sextonal. You take the case. Why am I here? Well, I won't let either one of you insult me. I'll show you I'm no inexperienced spring chick. Your Honor, I'm ready to cross-examine the witness. I hope you can make Prosecutor Satmadi see you as a worthy adversary. I'll allow your cross-examination, so you better strike with while the iron is hot. Just a reminder that Satmadi lost to Apollo and he lost to Phoenix Wright. From 4 p.m. to a little after 4:20 p.m. when Shisha body was found. Jugemu is a dog, I'm guessing. Doggy, I keep him at the theater. Where is he? Can I see him? Can he testify? Does he have a testimony? Please add that. Add that shit to the testimony. How many times must I do this? You saw what Gero was talking about, right? Yes, I remember now that she went to Fujigemu. Why is she wearing the clown outfit here, but she didn't wear the clown outfit there? She was performing, right? I saw her looking towards the dressing room quite frequently as well. Well, I just missed that whole thing. Do you recall anything else? It looked as though she were feeding the dog a great quantity of dumplings or something. Jugemu couldn't finish them all, so he buried the rest in the corner of the yard. That's about all I can remember. It looks like Gero was telling the truth. Alright, so... where was this? Before Gero came to the theater, Gero was outside feeding her dog a number of dumplings. The yard. Right here. Okay. And she was looking where? To be alive at 4 p.m. Discovered a room at 4:10, left at 4:20. Discovered the body. Wendell discovered the victim's body upon entering the room after Bucky left. Before Bucky came to theater, Gator was outside feeding her dog a number of dumplings. The dog buried his leftovers in the yard. Your Honor, I'd like Gator's last statement added to her testimony. As you wish, defense. Why are you wearing the clown outfit here? I was in the yard, but the door was wide open. So I could keep watching on the dressing room. I could keep watch on the dressing room. So right here, like that. Press. You weren't in the hallway the entire time after all, were you? Okay, so I did go out into the yard, but it was just for a second. The yard door was wide open, so I could still see the dressing room the whole time. The door was open, she could still see the dressing room. Prosecutor Blackwell, I need you to stand on this again, please. What am I, your lady in waiting? Do you remember anything about the time Gary was in the yard? Simply that Jigemu buried the food and couldn't finish in a corner of the yard. That's about all I can remember. Thanks. I didn't really need to hear about the dog again, though. When I finished feeding Jigemu, I returned to the hallway. And then I saw Bucky go into the dressing room. No questions about it. Okay, so around the time of murder, Gairo and Simon were hanging out just outside the dressing room. This means we have to find a flaw. 4 p.m. 4:20. She shows body was found. So now we're standing in the hallway in front of the dressing room. Before the window discovered the body, only person who had gone in there was Bucky. I was in the yard. The door was wide open, so I could wash in the restroom. The victim was making sofas. Her room was covered. Buried his leftovers. She said the door was open. So I could keep watch on the dressing room. Wait a minute, how the fuck does that work? It opens this way. It opens and closes this way. So, I don't think you can see unless the door is removed. Right? Because it's either blocking the yard or it either closes the yard or it closes to the hall. Right? Okay. So you were able to keep an eye on the dressing room while you were out in the yard. Is that correct? That's right. The door out into the yard was wide open. Okay, but how does it open? That makes zero sense. Take a look at the diagram. There's a clear contradiction. Aw. I'm afraid I don't understand, Miss Sykes. Please point out what contradicts the witness testimony. The way this door opens and closes. While she was out there, the door to the yard had been left open. Yeah, so either way, she can't see. The door to the yard was wide open. It would have blocked her view, making it impossible for her to see the dressing room. What? No way. But even if there were admittedly a few moments Gairo was not keeping watch, how much would that really affect this case? It would affect a lot. From the spot Prosecutor Blackwell stood, he couldn't see the dressing room door either. Anyone could have entered the dressing room at the time without being seen. Yeet. So how did you know? Gairo, why did you try to hide the fact that you weren't watching? What? Hide the fact. You speak as though you think she had something to do with the murder. Maybe it was a simple oversight, right, witness? Well, I was so shocked by what happened. I was just confused, that's all. You know she's trying to keep up a brave front as an entertainer. The truth is that she is being torn apart by grief. From her mind to be in turmoil is hardly unexpected. Yes, it must be very difficult indeed. To a disciple, one's master is akin to a real parent. Surely her shock is immense. The way this lawyer tries to pin the blame on this poor soul at the first opportunity. All I can say is the defense attorneys are heartless creatures indeed. But that wasn't what I was trying to do. Is it beyond your comprehension, defense? Your unskilled argument is scarring this witness even further. And if we ask people of this courtroom, I'm sure they would agree. What? The gallery doesn't get a say in this. Are you afraid to find out that they think ill of you? Or perhaps you are in the wrong? Listen to them. That was harsh. Didn't have to go that far. Kind of feel sorry for the witness. Why is it so yellow? It's like a fucking egg. It's like an egg yolk. Why is the whole gallery sliding with the procedures on my day? Do people understand? Do you know what is right and what is wrong? I heard the voices of the gathered. I can hear the voices of their hearts. So intense. Are you afraid, child? It is ludicrous to trial with such paltry preparations of the soul. I command you to leave this courtroom at once. But I can't give up. I have to keep pressing on. As long as there was a moment when nobody was watching the dressing room door, the defendant can't be convicted solely on Prosecutor Blackwell and Giro's testimonies. Yeah, but like, where was she then? How does it make sense? Would you continue to resist? You are childish in defeat as well, I see. I'm not out for the count yet, Buster. Just getting started. Despite your posturing, is it not true that your resolve could crumble at any moment? With but a little push, you would surely succumb to despair. I feel like this whole case is filler. A little push, such as with this piece of conclusive evidence. Conclusive evidence, huh? That is correct. We found a critical piece of evidence at the scene of the crime. The victim's dying message, which clearly implicates the accused, Bucky Wet. Alright. Look at these Japanese playing cards, known as karuta, lined up on the table. These special English version Katura cards spell out a message. That message, wet number 4. Wet number 4? You mean wet noodle number 4? Yes, wet noodle number 4, as the 4th head of chef of Wet Soba is also known. This message points to none other than the accused, but can I read it? How does it read? That makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Wow, great job, prosecutor. Oh no, this is really bad. Can I see it? Is there a photo? Right, can I see it? There are 2 drink cans in the fridge. What does that have to do with anything? The victim was making soba noodles from scratch in the dressing room. The room was covered in soba flour. Okay, but like... I can't say. I see the number 4. Wet. I'm guessing that's wet. WHETNO 4. Is that it? Is Satora. It is cruel to give the accused false hope. You'll only compound his suffering. Wise people of the courtroom, do you not agree? He is right. It's cruel to make him suffer when there is conclusive evidence. What an incompetent dude. I feel bad for the victim and the defendant. What? But I'm trying to prove Mr. West's innocence here. It's time for you to let it go and move on. You inexperienced lawyer. You lack the competence with which to accomplish anything meaningful here. Is he right? Is this too much for me to handle on my own? Now, defense. We'll leave everything to this humble servant of the Holy Mother. The Marina! Simon? He's trying to use your keen sense of hearing that shit to manipulate the trial thing now. Where is he standing? Is he on my side or is he on his side? Hey, he's on my side. He's my assistant. And you, fop doodles in the gallery. Can't a man watch a trial in peace? This inexperienced amateur is about to turn the trial around. Can you take over? Does that prosecutor really think she can turn things around? The mood in this courtroom is starting to change. Prosecutor, what are you doing at the defense's bench? I grew bored of watching from the gallery. Besides, if I were to leave the trial to the spring chick and lose my favorite soba shop in the process, I will be quite cross. You voluntarily stand on the side of the impurity and sin. Truly, what a fool you are. To think you were so easily manipulated by his parlor tricks. Whatever happened to qualified and capable Athena? I let my guard down a little bit. but it won't happen again. Then gird up your loins and steel yourself for battle. I'm not grinding up anything in this skirt, but I am ready to get serious. Seems there is now yet another soul I must cast down into hell. I was in prison for a long time, and hell sounds no worse than cell, to be honest. But the fires of hell will not be the end of your suffering. For the sin you have committed, you shall surely be reborn as a panda in your next life. It's not bad. A panda? It's not bad. And you shall be put in a zoo to be exposed to public ridicule. A threat like that won't work on him. After all, he's already used to looking like a panda in this life. Who are you calling a panda? Hey, we got egg yolk and we got panda. Also chili pepper, right? Geiru, thank you for your service. You may step down now. Hold on, man. How did you see? How did you see through the window? No, come back. How did you see into the dressing room? What the fuck, man? Does everything have to be about balloons with her? She wasn't wearing the balloon dress when she was watching from the yard. I have a witness prepared to testify about the Kurota cars. Hey, Uendo? First to discover the body, and someone who witnessed the crime scene firsthand. Uendo! The time has come for the ponytailed pair over there to finally let it all go and move on. Uendo! Suspicious already. He kind of looks like a villain, doesn't he? I'm the Rakugo storyteller, Window Tornado. Even my performance isn't worth watching. I will certainly watch my words. I wouldn't want to say anything thoughtless and get arrested. After all, that'd be a Raku no-no. Thank you, everybody. Good night. See ya. Didn't want to hear from him anyways. You've only just introduced yourself. Oh my. Are you a fan of mine, miss? Would you like my autograph? One moment. Hey, take it. Take it and sell it. You could probably sell it on eBay. What do you think you're doing? No need to stand on the ceremony. My fan deserves a fan after all. A fan for a fan. Nice one. Why, if it isn't Simon? How are you on this fine day, sir? Quite a dilly of pickle we found ourselves in, wouldn't you say? I don't believe I've ever seen you talk quite so much, Wendo. Never performed in a place like this, you know. I got butterflies here, can't you see? Why do I always get the weird ones? They're all weird. The guy standing next to you is weird. As much as I enjoy your banter, I believe we had better return to the case at hand. I suppose you're right. In that case, I was promoted to Futatsume yesterday and received the stage name of Wendo. The show was our way of celebrating my new name and middle rank standing. Is that a girl or a dude? And then that happened. He's smoking. What the fuck is he smoking? I never dreamed something like that to happen. Not in a million years. And just as I got my chance to start paying my debt to Shisho. Yeah, plus I'm worried about Keiru. The way she clung to Shisho, poor thing. I told her to keep a stiff upper lip. Even he's sad. Do I see tears on him? No, there's no tear marks. He's suspicious. Stiff, right? Rigor mortis. Keep telling those lame jokes. and she shall come to scold you from the grave. I wouldn't mind getting yelled at, you know, if it meant seeing him again. Window, please. As charming as your various characters are, this isn't the Rockville stage. Let us hear your testimony, witness. Tell the court about the evidence left at the scene. The proof of the accused's guilt. Witness testimony. Shisho's dying message. I noticed Shisho's dying message right away. The stiff cards were right there next to the stiff, you see. What the fuck is a stiff? Hey now, enough with the silly puns already. Anyway, I got the meaning right away. I knew it must have been talking about Bucky. That was the master's final message, left as he was drowning in soap opera. How? He's drowning and writing a message at the same time? So like Shisho not to write Bucky's name outright. Plain and simple wasn't his style. Well, that certainly is more entertaining testimony than usual. The variety of characters performed by the witness was absolutely splendid. But he shouldn't be performing any character in the first place, Your Honor. And Window, the murder weapon hasn't been determined yet. How can you say that the victim was drowned in soba broth? It's obvious. All you have to do is look at the crime scene. He was found with his face shoved in a bowl. Oh, yeah, maybe he just died from old age. The autopsy report doesn't say he died from suffocation. Nothing was found in his lungs. Okay, but so he suffocated, but nothing was found in his lungs. How the fuck? Except we're not here to assume things, Rendo, so please stick to just the facts. Like the Soba chef tried to kill someone in this way, wouldn't you say? It's so like a Soba chef to kill someone this way, wouldn't you say? And with the Karuta message he left behind, it's clear Bucky Wet did it. Setting aside the issue of the murder weapon for now, that dying message certainly does seem to be irrefutable. How? Indeed, it proves the absolute guilt of the accused. Even I gotta admit, I can't see how that message can mean anything else. Bucky used soba for the deed, all to get back the soda shop deed. Testimony makes Mr. White look super guilty. I gotta do something. Do we get to read what the deed says? Found in the deed for the soba shop. Okay. That's his conclusive evidence. What a farce. What do you mean, Simon? Hey, take the job. You do it for me. What's this? I thought you said you weren't planning on asking me for help. I did, and I won't. Thank you very much. Simon must have found an inconsistency in testimony. Better listen carefully and try to see what he found. Just tell me, bro. Shisho's dying message. Damn, bro, 6 sentences. I noticed Shisho's dying message right away. He was left as he was drowned. Yeah, how would he do that? He drowns and writes a message at the same time? Silence is more precious than diamonds. Please do not speak any more of this than is necessary. So it's like she showed not to. It's so like she showed not to write his name outright. Plain and simple wasn't his style. I noticed his dying message right away. The stiff card's right there next to the stiff. The bun is half eaten. What is this? Anyway, I got the meaning right away. Must have been talking about Bucket. That was the master's final message. Left as he was drowning and so was brought up. It's so like she should not to write Bucky's name out, right? Plain and simple wasn't his style. Window discovered the body upon entering. Suffocation. Whoa, wait a minute. Why is this ripped out like this? Camel buns. Contains photos of the crime scene. Victim's dying message is clearly visible in them. It's clearly visible? Simon, are all Rakugo artists like this? It's hard to say. It could simply be the eccentricity of an entertainer, or perhaps he's hiding something. Well, he doesn't have to entertain people in a court of law. And if he is trying to hide something, maybe it'll show up as a contradiction or something. The stiff cards were right there next to the stiff. The stiff cards were right there next to the stiff. What is a stiff? The stiff. Do I just point that out? Stiff. Stiff cards. Then what is a stiff? I don't know. The victim was making soba noodles from scratch in the dressing room. The room was covered in soba flour. There are 2 drink cans in the fridge. How does that work? Wait a minute. The victim was making soba noodles from scratch. But the noodle is done. How is he making the noodles and eating them at the same time? There's flour all over the place. Hey now, enough with the silly puns already. You know, you got the message right away. Must have been talking about Bucky. Master's final message left as he was drowning in soba broth. How does that work though? Do I point that out? Death is suffocation. Nothing was found in his lungs. Left as he was drowning in soba broth. He was drowning. But if he was drowning, wouldn't he have found soba broth in his lungs? I don't know. Oh, that is the answer. There's a contradiction in Windows testimony. Would you care to explain where? You don't need the widget. Certainly, Your Honor. According to the autopsy report, nothing unusual was found in the victim's lungs. Yes, it does say that, doesn't it? If he had drowned in a bowl of soba, should have been soba broth in his lungs. Hey, that's what I'm saying. It means the victim was suffocated with something other than soba broth. What? This is that contradiction you noticed, isn't it? Not bad. Not bad at all. I guess I showed you. But if drowning in the soba broth wasn't the cause of death, wait. Then was the victim's face thrust into that bowl? It says suffocation. After the murder. If somebody suffocated him with a towel or something, because no soba broth was discovered in the victim's lungs. His head must have been placed in the bowl after he was killed. And that's when the soba broth must have been spilled into the tarot cards. In other words, the victim could not have lined up the cards as he was drowning. So it was done after he was already dead. But why would the culprit do such a thing? I'm afraid I don't know yet. He boasts of psychological expertise, yet he cannot determine such a simple motive. My sides are liable to split at the absurdity. What? And I suppose you know why? Of course, desecrating the body in that manner indicates a strong sense of enmity on the part of the perpetrator. That does make sense. It certainly paints a clear picture of the culprit's intense feeling towards the victim. Feelings of resentment over the theft of soba shop's deed, no doubt. Just great. Now the judge has even more unfavorable impressions of him. You must come undone at every juncture. Must you come undone at every juncture? If the culprit had time enough to set up Master Tornado's body, do you think they would have honestly failed to notice the dying message? Good point. The cards were right in front of his body after all. There's no way the culprit could have missed that. Or maybe it was the culprit. But was the accused rational at the time, given the way he stormed out of that room? Why don't you two go at it? Why am I here? It seems like Simon knows everything. I have something more important to ask Gwen, though. You saw the cars firsthand, did you not? Would you care to talk about them in a bit more detail? Wow, those cars are from Shisho's special soba scenes of Tokyo Pass set. Each car is related some way to the soba. Spare me history lesson, just tell me how the cars looked at the scene. Well, there was soba broth spilled. Wait, I missed it. There was soba broth spilled all over them. That's not much help, I'm afraid. Prosecutor Samari, do you have a photo that shows the cars more clearly? Please, I wanted to see this. Wet number 4. Oh my, what delightful looking cards. Well, hold on. Something's not right. Yeah, look at the markings. Oh, tearing prosecutors said Monk's conclusive evidence apart should be pleased with this. Don't tell me you haven't noticed. Yeah, where the watermark is. But I can't exactly see that now, can I? Prove the cards added to the court record. Yeah, the watermarks don't match up. Do you really see a problem with the prosecutor's claim? Oh, go on then. Alright, it's do or die. Studied picture. These cards are kind of were rearranged. They're rearranged. But how can you tell? The watermarks. Soba broth stains. Please focus your attention to the soba broth. Okay, can I do this though? Can I play this puzzle? Would you look at that? You're absolutely right. And please recall that soba broth was spilled and got on the cards after the murder. When the victim's face was placed in the bowl. Yes, go on. By the stains, we can see that the culprit deliberately re-entered the cards after that. In other words, this message was altered in order to pin the crime on my client. Then, if we put the cards back to their original position... Don't do it! Don't do it! Let me do it! We can restore the evidence and see who the cards were really pointed at. Let me do it! Let me do it! This goes here. 4... W E N. O W E N 4 T H 4 T H fourth. Fourth. Owen fourth. Owen fourth. That's true. What are we waiting for? Let's do this. Rearrange the cards. Oh, so I actually get to do it. Owen 4th. The message went number 4 was originally supposed to say Owen 4th. Who the fuck is Owen? The indignant look on Prosecutor Sadmonk's face is positively priceless. This is absurd. It wasn't my number 4? Maybe didn't know you were smart. Order? Well, I would have never imagined that there was more to these cars than meets the eye. Owen 4th. What the fuck does that mean, though? Now that the settle, what does the Owen 4th mean? Wait. What else do you suppose is to provide an explanation? Of course it's you. Do you not know either? But I haven't thought that far yet. Change the cars around all you like, but if you cannot explain what the message means, then it is as worthless as you are, Defense. Okay, but that disproves the theory that he left a dying message, right? So he didn't have a dying message. It's not him. That's what we know. And so the spring chick that fancies itself a graceful swan is brought back down to earth. Gotta do something. But what? Stir your heads for a second. There's a perfectly good witness to question over there. Alright, good idea. Come on, Athena, get hold of yourself. Window. Does the phrase Owen 4th mean anything to you? No. There's no one named Owen in the Tornado family, or Earth Circle of friends. Go ahead, ask anybody you like. Wait a minute. Owen 4th. Yep, nobody. You can't be serious. Having rummaged through your empty mind, I see you have, as expected, turned up nothing. I'm afraid I have no idea who the devil does Owen 4th is either. But the fact remains that the cars are rearranged to pin the blame on Mr. Wet. That in itself proves the defendant isn't the real culprit. That's right. He's right. She banged it twice on the table. Who does the message point to? But rather, who rearranged the cards? That's what I said earlier, right? Why didn't you point it out earlier if you already knew? I mean, I knew, but the Athena didn't. In any case, there were 2 opportunities for someone to rearrange the cards. First was when Mr. Wet entered the dressing room, and the second was when Uendo discovered the body. Are you accusing me of rearranging the cards? Me, who came to testify out of goodness of my heart. Well, you didn't exactly come running out screaming straight away, did you? Even a mere 2 or 3 minutes is more than enough time to get up to some devilry. What exactly were you doing there, Uendo? Put down the tea and spit out your answer. Silence is more precious than diamonds, witness. You need only stay silent. The defense is devious. They are waiting for you to make a slip of the tongue. Oh, I see. So that's what they're after, isn't it? In that case, Your Honor, I've decided not to say another word. Very good. After all, your right to remain silent is protected by the law. He pleads the 5th. Well, Prosecutor Blackbone, any other brilliant ideas you'd like to share? Did you hear that, Sykes Dono? A Rakugo artist who's afraid to speak. Who's ever heard of such a thing? He's mocking him, taunting him. Such a petty trick will never work. That's right, I'm not gonna fall for it. I'm only asking to hear your story. Besides, is it not your job to tell tales? Even so, I have the right to refuse to answer. The more you keep quiet, the more we want you to talk. So that's simply human nature. Isn't that right, people of the gallery? I feel like the translator's different. Like the words don't flow that well. Even with this wonderful audience in front of you, you still refuse to talk. If so, then perhaps you chose the wrong line of work, my friend. Are you saying I should quit? Because I'm not afraid to speak my mind, I'll have you know. Oh no, never mind what I just said. It is scary to talk. It's absolutely terrifying. But no, as a Rakugo artist, I must talk. If I don't, how can I ever show my face on stage again? Your Honor? I'm ready to testify. Damn, he actually convinced them. Alright, if the witness wishes to testify, then by all means, please do. To be turned by such an obvious ploy. What a man of weak spirit. After I went to visit Shisho. I called to him from the outside room, but he didn't reply. When I entered the dressing room, I saw Shisho slumped over the table, motionless. There do not appear to be any inconsistencies in the testimony. Of course there isn't any. I'm not trying to hide anything. Prosecutor somebody's right, I don't say anything inconsistent either. But I did pick up on the faint discord in Window's heart. Ponder all you like, defense, but it is pointless. Your Honor, I believe there's no need for further deliberation. I disagree. I detect discord in the voice of the witness's heart. It's a clear indication that Window is facing some sort of inner turmoil. Are you saying what I think you're saying? Yes, he's bullshitting. Even though there's no need for you to submit to so-called therapy. It's fine by me. I have nothing to hide. Bring it on. Impetuous fool. Why will you not listen to the guidance of this humble servant? If the witness wishes to proceed, I see no problem, prosecutor. In one ear and out the other. It seems this performer has no need for your so-called guidance. Just know this, Window. Your folly will surely earn you divine retribution. Thanks, Simon. Can make the most of this opportunity created for me. Just keep your wits about you. I will. Window, could you tell us again about what happened in the dressing room? When I entered the dressing room, I saw Shisho slumped over. But he didn't reply. Why didn't he reply? Wait, what did you say? Match. Managed to assert a thoughtful, calculated hypothesis. But he didn't reply. After my performance, I went to visit Shisho. Called to him from the outside, but didn't reply. Motionless. Why weren't you surprised? Something strange with cheesy toast, can you say? No, something strange with these emotions. I don't know. Maybe it's me who's got some cheese in my ears. The point I'm trying to make is that I've noticed something unexpected in your emotions. Now stop hiding and come out where we can see you. Bailiff, please bring the witness a few replacement cushions. Why is he sitting down? Alright, that'll do. So what was this unexpected thing you noticed? His Honor said a few cushions, not a few dozen. Now that we've had a good laugh, please continue, Miss Sykes. Who's laughing? When you entered the room and saw your master slumped motionless over the table, you weren't the least bit shocked, Wendell. Don't you think that's a bit odd? Is it, though? He's sweating. The lack of surprise means you were prepared for what you saw. And I think I know why. The reason Wendell wasn't shaking when he saw his master's dead body is because he knew about his death. Wendell, I think maybe the reason you weren't shaking was because you already knew you would find your master dead. How did he know? What kind of a thing is that to say? You got it all wrong. I just remembered something. I thought he was sleeping when I first saw him. You sure? You thought he was sleeping. Sounds plausible. What made you think he was asleep? He had his head and arms on the table. Oh, and one other thing. There was that note, too. Note? What note? Resting. Do not disturb. Allow me to read it. Resting. Do not disturb. Yeah, that's the note I saw. After reading that, who wouldn't think Shisha was napping? That's pretty reasonable. Gotta be kidding me. That's right. I saw this note, and that's why I thought Shisha was asleep. I want to change my testimony to include that statement. Alright, I'll run an update. So somebody put that there. I went to visit Shisho. I turned from the outside room. He didn't reply. When I opened the door, I thought he was sleeping. I couldn't believe my eyes. Where's the part where you found the note? So I rushed over to him. Something seemed off, but you're still not surprised. It could be any one of these emotions. Were you surprised by something was off? Or were you angry something was off? Wait, like which one is it? It could also be that he's not angry anymore. I was shocked. Couldn't believe my eyes. Okay, but like, what's up with the anger? Wendell. Funny you say. I guess as an entertainer of my caliber can make people laugh even with my emotions. Didn't mean that kind of funny. Quite the opposite, actually. When you entered the dressing room, I see you suddenly felt anger. What I want to know is, what made you feel anger all of a sudden? What? Now I remember. As I was going in, I whacked my little piggy on something. Your piggy? His pinky toe? You stubbed your pinky toe. Just a little bump in the piggy. No big deal. It's embarrassing, really. Seems more like he's hiding something. Better dig deep. No need to be embarrassed, Wendell. But I'm afraid it's something we do need to look into. I don't really see anything you could have stubbed your toe on. In the area around the dressing room during this picture, but maybe there was something there. Wendell, what exactly did you stub your toe on? Iki yadi. What an irrelevant question. You dishonor the soul of Dickon with these unnecessary delays. Gotta look into it, man. You tell her. Really, who doesn't stub their toe every once in a while? Really gotta fuss over every small detail. Can you just tell me then? Just say it then. Even the most subtle fluctuations in a person's psyche can clue us into the truth. That's why it's important to get to the bottom of it. Just tell me then. If it's not a big deal, just tell me. Is there really no trace left of what Windows stepped his toe on by the door? What in the world might have been there, but it's not there now? What is this thing? Okay. What is that thing? The table was moved. The table was moved, right? Window, did you stub your toe on the table? Wait a minute. Well, it does appear that something hit the table and moved it. Window said he stubbed his toe when he was entering the dressing room. Yeah, and the table looks pretty far from the door. Could what he bumped into the table also be as clue as what Window stubbed his toe on? Careless answer will only hurt us here. So think carefully before you speak again. No, I didn't get punished for it. I don't know what you're talking about. You said by the door, right? Why is this not plugged in? What in the world might have been there then, but is not there now? The TV cord? What he stubbed his toe on? Stubbed his toe on. That looks pretty far from the door. The door. I don't know. How am I supposed to know? Stubbed his toe on this? By the door, he says. I don't know, it could be a few things. What is this? Oh, that's the paper, right? There's the paper that says, sleeping do not disturb. I don't know what you're talking about. The TV cord? Can't be. Did you stub your toe on the paper? By the door. I don't know. How am I supposed to know? Let's go with the paper then. Huh? Do you see it? This long track goes from the door all the way across the room. Now that you mention it, I do see traces of something dragged. That's not what I was pointing to, but okay. Interesting. Good point. And the drag mark ends there, at the TV. This implies that the TV was originally by the door. I'm convinced that this TV is the object the witness stuff is still on. It was the TV. 10%. He's still hiding something. I stubbed my pinky toe on the TV. But what of it? Why is it so important to you? So the noise went down, but it hasn't completely disappeared. Which means he's still hiding something. Then let's try this tactic instead. Window. Why was the TV moved there? Shisha must have moved this way to watch my routine. But what a place to put. Right in the middle of the doorway like that. I didn't want to bump into it again, so I put it back where it belonged. Performances on stage he viewed in the dressing room using the TV. That's right. There's a closed circuit monitor that shows the stage. I see. Now I can't find anything else out of place. Simon, I'm still getting noise here, but I don't see anything else fishy. This is precisely why amateurs are such a bother. Sorry. I'm in no mood to play nursemaid here, but if that's what it takes to save the soba shop. Wait, window. Here's a curiosity for you. The table Mr. Tornado was slumped over looks like it was moved. Did you happen to bump into it while you were moving the TV back? Oh, he had to move the table to get the TV across. Shisha was dead. Oh, but how scared I was. I see, thank you. Finally getting a more precise picture of how the body was discovered. But I wager you need to put the spurs to window just a trifle longer. Can't keep asking Simon to bail me out like this. It's time for me to regain my footing and really stand on my own. Window, what you said just now about discovering your master death, could you please describe all that again for the court in detail? Alright. But before you do, let me just plug in the latest information. He didn't reply. Opened the door, thought he was sleeping. Stubbed my toe on the TV. But when I put the TV back into the normal slot, I realized Shisha was dead. Seeing him slumped over that cluttered table. Oh, Shisha. Big surprise, huh? What's the big surprise? That's odd. The initial shock of finding the victim dead, you reacted with surprise again. What was it that surprised to you, Window, besides your master's death? You're even more surprised than the second time than the first. What could have surprised you more than finding your late master? Search me. You little thing, you must have made a mistake. The girl is as sharp as a trout, to be sure. No, she's not. You're bailing her out every time again. But her ability to hear people's emotion is absolute. Now, get to the remembering window. What was it that surprised you? Is he hiding it, or is it an accident? Damn, bruh. He's hiding something. Out of control. Da-da-da-da-da. Aye. Really? Angry. Opened the door, I thought he was sleeping. Entered the dressing room, but stubbed my toe on the TV. When I put the TV back in the normal spot, I realized that Shisha was dead. Seeing him slumped next to the table, oh, Shisha. Knew it. What's got your knickers in all in a bunch now? Window has multiple emotions running out of control at the same time. I've never seen anything like this. Yes, you did. You saw it with Bobby Fulbright. find the root cause of his tangled mess so I can treat him. If I can identify what is causing this emotional rampage, then I can probe to dive further. Let's go with that. He rearranged it. I get it now. The cards were the root of it all. Don't try to deny it. Can't hide your feelings from me. The dying message that was left at the scene of the crime, Owen Forth, is what was causing your distress. And if the dying message was the cause of Otto's feelings, then that means the phrase Owen Forth must mean something to you. Alright, is it gonna tell us now? Bye-bye. There. Noise level 0, finally. The dying message consists of two words, Owen and Forth. But neither of these two words have anything to do with the witness. This topic warrants no further argument. Sure, there may not seem to be any direct connection between the window and the message, for now. But why don't you wait and decide what's necessary after you hear my theory? I trust you've hit upon something, Athena. Yep, if my theory is right, you can finally solve the case of Window and the mysterious Owen Forth. Well, go on then. I can already tell this promise to be interesting. Now, please share your theory with the court. There was something puzzling to me about Window's out-of-control emotions just now. Namely, there are three distinct reactions present. I had never seen that before, and I wondered how it could be possible. Is there a conclusion to this Mandarin musing of yours? Hold your horses, I'm getting there. So, could a person flip between three distinct emotions of such intensity like a switch? In the end, I concluded that it wasn't just possible. So that's it, is it? A bit unconventional, but I grant that it's possible within the realm of psychology. Within the realms of psychology. I'm afraid you have to explain for the old man up here on the bench. Your Honor, my theory is that Window has multiple personalities. With so many distinct personas, it's clear to me that Window has dissociative identity disorder. What the fuck is that? DID. He's schizo. His schizophrenia. You would treat this trial as a child's jest. Multiple personality disorder. Preposterous proposition indeed. Would you not agree, witness? How does she know? How does she figure it out? He got schizophrenia. Pokunka. Can't believe it. I did it. I've read papers on it before, but to think I'd see a case for it myself. Believe me, Rococo artists tell stories are different characters, but as different personalities. Hey, you, lawyer girl. Got a problem with this, huh? No, no problem at all. This is all very hard to believe, but now that we've established that the witness has multiple personalities, could each of them please introduce themselves to this court? Uendo Tornado. I'm a Rococo statuary, as you know. Hello, everybody. Patches, the friendly jester here. Kisegawa, courtesan. And is that all of you? Yes, that's all of us. So there are three personalities in total. Uendo, Patches, and Kisegawa, huh? Well, Simon, what do you think now? That you're one lucky duck. Just be glad they were dense enough to help you out. Can't you just straight up say I did great for a change? Huh. You appear to be quite fond of your self-defense, but all you have done is infringe upon the privacy of the witness. I couldn't disagree more, prosecutor. Now that we know there are three personalities, a new way for us to interpret the meaning of a certain piece of evidence has arisen. You said Patches, Uendo, Patches, and Kisagawa, right? Oh, now I'm very curious. What is this piece of evidence you're talking about? Knowing what we know about Uendo and his personalities, this now makes perfect sense. The cards? Owen Fourth. He has a fourth personality. Owen. Who's Owen? The card to cards. That's right, Your Honor. Recall the original dying message at the scene. We didn't have a clue as to what Owen Fourth could have possibly meant. But now, with this new information about Window and his personalities, isn't it possible that Owen Fourth actually means his fourth personality? What? Pokunka. The Window must have kept his distorted identity reserved from us because he didn't want to be associated with in any way with the dying message. Can we see Owen? We kept their disorder secret for a different reason altogether. We've been taking advantage of our affliction to act out various Rakugo cards. If the word of this got out, our reputation as a Rakugo artist would be tarnished, as with the tornado name. No, it wouldn't. I don't have a problem with multiple personalities. But really, there is no fourth personality. It's just the three of us here. Plausible enough sounding story. But it doesn't prove he didn't rearrange the cards, does it? But I will concede that it is highly likely that the witness rearranged the cards. Is Prosecutor somebody actually agreeing with us? However, is it not also possible that the accused killed Master Tornado? Just get to the point, man. What? That the accused killed Master Tornado and then left that message in order to frame the witness? And upon noticing the cards when he found the victim's body, the window rearranged him. Fantastic tale, but a tale nonetheless. No one outside the Tornado School knew about Window's multiple personalities. The window just finished saying so himself. Ah, that is true, but ultimately meaningless point. The witness is only in the dressing room for 2 to 3 minutes. That's far too little time to commit the murder, wouldn't you say? I agree. Then who's to say he couldn't have done it before his discovery? Ah, that spring chicken memory of yours. Have you already forgotten Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony? Gato escorted me to the dressing room, but when we heard the sound of Rakugo being performed from within, thinking the master was rehearsing, we decided to wait in the hall until he was done. That's the television. Until a few moments before Window entered the dressing room, Typhoid Tornado was confirmed to still be alive. Hey, yo. Hey, Simon. Not only that, but Window was on the stage until just before they discovered the body. A bulletproof alibi have already been confirmed. I have already confirmed with several audience members. Oh no. Simon? You can't be shocked as well, man. I also heard his Rakugo rumors that day was a steaming pile of... Oh, you get the picture. Yes, I'm afraid so. Really stunk up the stage, I did. Yet I have a perfect alibi. Indeed, why not land a coup de grace on the defense by describing your alibi witness? Okay, dokie, Smokey. Windows alibi. I was on stage until just moments before I went into the dressing room. The entire audience was my witness. But my performance was a huge bust. Not a single soul laughed. I never knew to live down how terribly I bombed during that important show. Uendo was on stage before he found the body, so he could not have committed this crime. It is time to let it all go, defense. Move on. Well, get this, prosecutor. The right anything agency never gives up. We fight to the bitter end. Fair. Allow me to say this once more. Let it go and move on. No. Let it go. No. This is pointless. You should have taken advantage of this opportunity while you could, you foolish child. Your worthless convictions only serve to prolong the accused's suffering. If the words will not sway you, then perhaps pain will. Anything but this. Really? You're gonna use violence? It's cheating. What's the big deal? Are you now a bit more inclined to give up as you're instructed? Yeah, as if. In that case, you must require another dose. Amen. Okay, thanks. Not bloody likely. I don't give two flips about your beliefs, but if Sykes-Thunder were to submit to you here, I won't be able to eat good soba anymore. That's right. For Mr. Wet's future and Prosecutor Blackwell's stomach, I will never give up. You will ruse those words, Evans. Of that, I can assure you. I was on stage just for the moments. What? Dig into what Wendell performed. Alright, it's supposed to be... Uendo was to do his soba gluten routine. The soba gluten. Oh, even if I'm not get it, can you at least try me? Alright, if you insist. The story I performed is called Toki Soba, otherwise known as Time Soba. Time Soba, huh? You only said the name of the routine and I'm already lost. So you performed Time Soba, did you? What? You know it? In the course of my studies last night, I became familiar with a number of stories. I must say, Defense, you would do well to prepare better for your next trial. I just got dragged in. Look it up yourself. Allow me to give an overview. The story takes place on a winter night. A man orders a bowl of soda at a street hall. How you doing, sir? And mix the toppings. I have a okay. So his business is not so great, sir. He's doing it. He memorized it. Wow, prosecutor. The customer talks on. Finally, when he is done eating, he goes to pay for his soba. How much do I owe? That'll be 16 months, sir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, what time is it? It's 9, sir. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Thanks, and bye. Very well done, said Mari. Excellent. Huh? I don't get it. What's so funny about that? He said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then he skipped over 9, right? I think I've heard this one before. Don't you see? The customer paid with coins, counting them one by one. Then, just after counting 8, he asked about time, and the soba vendor said, with 9. Oh, I get it. He made the vendor say 9, and then he continued counting from 10. Exactly. He cheated the soap vendor out of 1 month with his smooth talking. The story continues with another man who saw the whole thing and tries to do the same. But he bungles the trick and ends up paying more than 16 months for his soba. The story ends with that punchline. You can look it over and read it yourself. Or I'm sure prosecutor Sam Monk over there would love to perform it for you after the court. Basically, it's a story about a man cheating on his soba bill. Kinda petty, isn't it? Is that really all you have to say about the classic story? Time soba. Fine. You studied a lot, but we haven't the time for a lecture detour right now. I wanted to hear more, but I suppose it is off topic. Getting back to the matter, and Miss Sykes, the witness stated that the story was called Toki Soba, other known as Time Soba. Would you like to add this? Add it. The story performed is called Toki Soba, otherwise known as Time Soba. Okay, it has to be this, alright? Uendo was to do his soba glutton routine. There we go. Isn't there some? Wait. And then Master Tornado was to perform his time soba routine. Odd? No, I don't think there's anything odd about it. That's exactly what I find odd. The fact that you don't think it's odd. We are discussing with the witness's alibi. The show's program is completely irrelevant. That's where you're wrong, prosecutor. The reason being, it contradicts the statement the witness just made. Wendo, do you know what this is? No. What is it? An invitation to the show, sent from Mr. Tornado to prosecute Blackwell. Included in the invitation is a rundown of the show's program, which clearly states the time soba was to be performed by Master Tornado himself. No. Wendo, why did you perform the routine your master was scheduled to do? Well, you see, the reason for that is... How do I say this? You see, let's say it was a prank. That's right, it was a little joke. I was trying to surprise Shisho by performing his routine before he did. I don't know if I buy that. We just relax, or hey, didn't Simon just happen to hear time soba coming from his rescue room? During Wendo's performance on stage. Seems like too much of a coincidence. Wait, can it be? What's the matter? You look like a hen with a dozen eggs today. And sees this bird train timidly. If something has occurred to you, then lay it out for us already. Don't breed resentment in those watching your performance. I don't have a ton of confidence in this theory. But here it goes. It looks like Windows alibi checks out, Your Honor, but even though he was on stage at the time, he may have been trying to obfuscate a crucial detail about this case. Are you referring to the soba bill? I'm not talking about the Rocket Rooster, Your Honor. Sorry, then what are you talking about, Miss Sykes? To see was the time, the cause, the victim, what the victim was to perform. The time. Uendo tried to deceive us about the time of his death. What gibberish. Prosecutor Blackwell even testified to the time of the victim's death. I know, but he only testified that way because he and Garo had been completely taken in. You mean by the Soba building. Would you please forget about the story for a second, Your Honor? I was deceived. Pray tell, how did Wendell manage to deceive two people while he was performing on stage? That's easy. All he had to do was use a certain prop in the dressing room. And what might that be? It's the TV. Also, what's up with the refrigerator? This TV was used to view what was happening on stage. Classic the Black Girl, when you came to the dressing room, what was Wendell doing? He was performing Time Soba, last. Could it be? Yes, it could, and it was. What you and Gero heard was not Master Tornado practicing his routine. It was Wendell's performance as you heard through this TV's monitor speakers. What? The TV just inside the inner door of the dressing room, it could easily be heard from the hallway outside. And because we knew the Master Tornado was scheduled to perform Time Soba, we were easily manipulated into thinking he was still alive at the time of rehearsing. Yes, your knowledge of today's program is why the two of you could be fooled this way. Simon, did the voice you heard belong to Master Tornado? With the doors in the way, I couldn't tell exactly who the voice belonged to. But because I heard Time Soba, I just assumed it was Master Tornado. I can't believe I was taken in by such a mind game. All of that is mere conjecture. Where's your proof, defense? When they moved the TV back to when he discovered the body. After all, he could very well leave it by the door. Because then someone might figure out the trick he's been playing. There's one more thing about Wendell's actions that's suspicious. And that is the fact that he flopped so badly on such an important occasion. What's so suspicious about that? Even pros slip up once in a while, you know? But I believe this time was intentional. Because Wendell knew it'd be strange to hear laughter coming from the dressing room. Oh my. Yikes. Really? It's all just it's a bit too perfect to be sheer coincidence. Plus, if the voice Prosecutor Blackwell and Gayru heard was due to Wendell's scheming, the victim's time of death could be earlier than 4 p.m. In other words, Wendell could have killed Master Tornado himself. What does the autopsy report say? 2 and 5, so it's very vague. Could be any time. We've got you by the stones now, Wendell. Better confess everything. Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself? We demand an explanation. Wendell? I confess. I tampered with the crime scene. Is it defense's claim that Wendell Tornado is a true murderer in this case? If he tampered with the crime scene, then we have to at least consider him a suspect. Now wait 1 minute. Yes, I admit to messing with the dressing room, but I didn't kill Shisho. Yeah, but like what motive would he have? Then why did you tamper with the crime scene? I refuse to answer that question. What? Satoru? If you suspect us witness, then I have a question for you. What could it be this time? Wendell has absolutely no reason to... That's what I'm saying. What's his motive? After all, why would Wendell kill the man who recognized his skills and promoted him? Oh. Well, his motive was, can't think of a single thing. I don't think it's him. It appears you're also not aware of one other fact. That is, that the accused visited the dressing room before 4 p.m. as well. It is not natural, then, to suppose that the accused killed the victim at the time? What? Nobody told me Mr. Wet also had gone before 4 p.m. We were only discussing the time frame after 4 p.m., so I didn't think to mention it. But now that we have made the time period before 4 p.m. relevant... Uh-oh. So, you really did not know your client was doing at the time of the time frame, do you? Well, It was all very sudden, and why did you wait until the very last second to contact me? Don't you give me that look. Why are you blaming him? Bucky never told me he had visited the master before 4 p.m. either. This is certainly exactly why the prosecutor Kong is unprepared. The defense will stop squabbling this instant. Sorry, Your Honor. Prosecutor Samani, please continue. Thank you, Your Honor. Defense, you know the soba making implements in the restaurant, correct? Is he talking about the equipment for making soba noodles? You speak of the large bowl that is used to mix buckwheat flour and water, the long rolling pin, and the special knife that is used to cut the dough into noodles. Why was it there? You would assume it would be at the table, right? You mean they didn't belong to Master Tornado? Mr. Wet had visited the dressing room to give the victim a soba making lesson, and that visit was before 4 p.m. I'm afraid that after the accused kneaded the dough and made those noodles, he committed the act of murder. But wait, that doesn't add up. If Mr. Wet killed the victim before 4 p.m., why did he return to the room later at a later time? Hold it. Mr. Wet? Mr. Wet? Hey, Mr. Wet. He's skateboarding. Chill soba $6.80. Oh my. Hiya. The reason I went back is because Master Tornado ordered uncooked noodles. Mr. Wet. I brought the noodle making tools to the dressing room at around 2 p.m. That's when Master Tornado ordered uncooked soba noodles stocked up on. Wait a minute. Soba glutton. Is it for that? To prepare? Uncooked noodles to stock up on. Yeah. Master Tornado kept a supply of soba noodles from my shop in his fridge. Now where did they go then? He only had one serving left, so I went back to my shop and get some more. One serving of noodles in the fridge. I thought the fridge was practically empty. Anyway, the whereabouts of the missing noodles isn't all that important now. You ran into me and Gero when you came back to deliver the uncooked soba, right? That's right, Simon. I made time out of my busy day to deliver him the noodles. You know what? He ignored me when I called him from the inner doorway. Just kept mumbling Rakugo line for ages, so I got mad and went back to my soba shop. Ah, so that's why he got mad. If what he's saying is true, then there's no way he could be the murderer. That's where I'm telling the truth. Bailiff? Get this man to the infirmary. Oh, I dare say he's quite a handful. Your Honor, please accept the statements Mr. Waite just made into evidence. I believe the accused's statement about going into the room at around 2 p.m. is true, for it falls within the victim's estimated time of death. That opens up a possibility that the crime was committed between 2 and 4. That's some critical information. Yes, Your Honor. But other than that one point, Mr. West's statements are dubious and without proof. But they're the words of the defendant himself. Simon, back me up here. He has a point. If I were the prosecutor, I wouldn't accept them either. Hey, man. But you're with me right now. I'll understand the defense's feelings on the matter. This court is unable to accept anything other than the time the defendant made his visit. I trust you have no further objections, defense. At last, the time has come to send the soul of the victim onward to the Twilight Realm. When you say Twilight Realm, do you mean jail? Or we have something we need to question Uendo about. We do? Well, don't just stand there. You say it then. Have you forgotten already? Isn't there still a hidden witness you have yet to question? Hidden witness? Your Honor, there's still one more issue we haven't finished. What is he talking about? Who is he talking about? Owen? Huh? What is this bit of unfinished business? Owen! Owen! You still have the possibility of fourth personality, the one named Owen. Are you suggesting that this fourth personality of Wendell might be the true culprit? Jeez, not again. I told you we don't know anything about this Owen. Look, Wendell, I know you don't have any motive to kill your master, but this Owen may have one for all we know. Bring it out, Owen. Another personality stashed away, haven't you? Please tell us everything you know about Owen. That's enough. The witness has already stated he knows not of any Owen character. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Hey, Patches. If you claim you don't know Owen, what do you really do? That's tantamount perjury. If you want to exercise your right to remain silent, however, that's a different story. Do not listen to this brave prosecutor witness. You will be tainted with his evil. Do you have any idea how dark and cold prison cell is? I exercise my right to remain silent. What's this now? Changing horses in mystery, Maria. Shut up. I will remain silent and that's it. Patches, you fool. Stay out of this. Ah. Patches is not the brightest bulb in the box, they call on Malkin, is he? The fact that he switched from I don't know any Owen to I will remain silent is proof that he does know about Owen. There it is again. His manipulation. I'm sure glad he's on my side today. You dirty, despicable, depraved prosecutor. You are leading the witness. Witness, there's no need for you to submit yourself to defense questioning. Your Honor, the window is definitely hiding something. Allow me to question this witness about the existence of Owen. I suppose only this witness can confirm the ordinary existence of Owen for us. Very well. I will allow the defense to proceed. Pokunka. About Owen. I've never met any personality named Owen, 'cause you're him. Like, you can't meet yourself. Patches was just blurting out nonsense in a panic. We're always aware, so we definitely noticed if the person like that showed up. How dare you treat me like a criminal based on your conjecture? I'm not getting anything from this. How am I supposed to deal with the testimony of three personalities? Unless you can prove the existence of Owen here, it's all over. You'd best grow your courage to stick in place, to attack their testimony head on. Alright? Stop putting pressure on me. I gotta draw out some info, anything to drag Owen out into the open. Cross-examination. About Owen. I never met any personality named Owen. Just press. Press, press, press. Press, 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 press. Why did he panic? Ah. What on the rest? Ah. Maybe if I were a lump of regular fallow dough for oodle noodles. You don't let soba dough rest. It's all about the three freshes. Is that a hint? Dude, I can't fucking understand him. He's blacked out. Wait a minute. I think I got it. Miss Sykes, do you have proof to back up your theory? I missed the theory. What did she say? I missed what she says. Well, but what if for some reason you three were unconscious at the time of the incident? If the three of you weren't alert and aware of what happened? I mean, you three share the same memories, right? What if Owen is different? What if he has memories separate from yours? Maybe Owen emerges when three of you are unaware or unconscious. Objection. Instead of speaking of this fourth personality as a foregone conclusion, prove his existence. Can't back down now. For my client, Mr. White, I have to let me rest. But I'm fresh, like my soba. So we gotta knock him out. Yes, I suppose. I do. The proof is right there in this crime photo. What is? Please point out what supports your theory. This most likely is what caused Uendo to lose consciousness. When he's drunk, right? Yes, the sake. And isn't it just like Master Tornado to pick up a fine brand like Camel? You mean rice? It's sake. Nobody calls it rice wine. Please don't call it rice wine. That's so unsophisticated. That's what I'm saying. It's not even wine. Right. It's sake. Nobody calls it rice wine. Tomato. It's made of rice and people get drunk from drinking it, right? It's called sake. End of story. Fucking Athena. Nobody calls it rice wine. What the fuck is rice wine? Drinking too much of this stuff can make one lose consciousness, though, of course. And look, there were 2 glasses on the table. Window, I believe your master offered you some sake. And then, you must have drank too much and passed out. As from your 4th personality, Owen emerged. I drink sake? Oh, that's a good one. You have a real sweet tooth, you see. Yes, we did accept chicory red bean bun. But since we really dislike sake, we said no. Thank you to that. We said no. No, thank you to that. Believe it or not, we're real weak when it comes to booze. Even a tiny drop can knock us right out. There we go! There we go! It can knock them out. So you see, I had a sweet maju bun, but I didn't drink any sake. What? That can't be right. But the buns had sake in it, right? You amateur, did you really think I had not already done so? Your foolishness is beyond the pale. Don't tell me there was no trace of witness having touched either glass naturally, right? Yeah, but like the buns. Look at the buns. Look at the buns. It has camel on them. So the buns had liquor. Yes. Very well. I had sweet manju, but I didn't drink any sake. Okay, what if the buns had sake in it? The buns had sake. Do I point that out? Is there other evidence? I didn't drink any sake. Feeding her was outside feeding her dog a number of dumplings. Dog buried his leftovers in the yard. Owen Fort. Resting, do not disturb. Written by the victim before his death. I guess the only other thing is this note, right? It has a camel on it, and that came from the buns. Right. Resting, do not disturb. The note, right? Oh, I'm good. My head feels just fine, thank you very much. Look at the paper. Isn't there something familiar? That's what I just said. Look at the fucking buns. There's fucking camels on it. What exactly is your point, defense? The faint design here reminds me of the paper from... Yep. This piece of wrapping paper on the box of manju buns. Manju buns. Manju buns. Oh, and though, you may not have drunk any sake, but you did eat a sweet red beet bun, right? Yes, that's right. I don't know if you're aware of it or not, Orlando, but I believe the manji you ate caused you to fall unconscious. How? Because those buns contain secret ingredient. A very punch ingredient at that. A punch ingredient. Yes. The design of the wrapping paper matches something else in the room. It does? It says camel. A camel pattern. It's the same one for camel brand sake. So, just as Wendell said, he didn't drink any sake per se, but he did eat some. Impossible. Wendell had a camel branded red bean bun, which boasts a nice shot of sake as one of the ingredients. So the defense is claiming that Wendell passed out after consuming camel sweet bun, which allowed a fourth personality named Owen to emerge. Is that correct? Yes, Your Honor. But there's one thing that bothers me. Wouldn't the alcoholic contents of the buns evaporate as they are steamed in order to give them a stronger flavor? Some manjus are especially made to retain as much of their alcoholic content as possible. What kind of lightweight do you think I am? Even I wouldn't pass out from eating a simple bunch. Try it then. Then how about we test the theory? What do you say, Your Honor? Seeing is believing, as you say. Very well. I will allow a test. Thanks. Simon, go buy us some camel manju on the double. And don't forget to get me one too, okay? Why must I? While you're at it, Prosecutor Echo, get one for me too. I'm not the courthouse stable boy, you know. But just this once, I'll acquaintance. All of you had better pay me back. But I thought it would be your treat. What a shame. Now then, let us adjourn until the manju arrive by the carrier hawk. The court will reconvene as soon as Taka returns. To be continued. That's the cliffhanger. Save. Continue. Yes. May 13th. District Court floor. Now that the sweet buns have arrived, this court is back in session. Go on, eat up. Chomp chomp. Nice flavor. You can really taste the sake. That was delicious. Yes, unique sweetness and a faint aroma of sake. Yet, I hardly think anyone could pass out from eating something like this. What's the matter, Wendell? You're not afraid of a tiny manju, are you? Are you scared of how many calories it has? Don't be ridiculous. A sweet little snack like this couldn't possibly. I mean, it could never. Less bleeding, more eating witness. Fine, whatever. Chomp chomp gulp. See? Told you. It don't affect me in this slightest. We might be a lightweight, but come on. Nobody's that lightweight. Seriously? Nobody gets drunk off one little bun? Owen? Owen! Hello? Owen? It looks like it worked. Please tell the court your name and occupation. Oh. Oh, my name is Owen. I'm 5. You're not 5. What the fuck do you mean 5? What year were you born? And then we can subtract from today's date. Am I in trouble? Please don't yell at me. So he's Wendell's 4th personality. I don't think a child like him could have... He's not a child. What the fuck do you mean child? He's 28, bro. He's older than you. Even if I had a motive, could he have actually committed the murder? That's a good point. Owen does appear to be very timid and weak. Is there a 5th personality? It seems the defense was hoping this hidden personality would be the real killer. But now that he is standing here before us, it is clear that none of Wendell's personality can be the killer. What do you mean? You don't know that. Where can I even go from here? Shisho. Owen, do you know something about what happened to your master? Come on, buddy. Wouldn't you tell Auntie Athena what happened? He's older than you. He's like 10 years older than you. What a scary lady. I'm not scary. Look at Auntie's big smile. Tell me about your master, please. Mental age doesn't equal... Yeah, but like... his physical age is still 28. Okay. Shisha was super nice. He always played with me. Just like a real grandpa. I love Shisho. Athena, do you sense anything behind his words? I sense a sadness. So, therapy? But then, don't you find it odd? Find what odd? Let's review what we've learned so far. Wendell rearranged the cards to pin the blame on Bucky. That's because the original message was implicated Owen. But Owen is only 5 years old, and absolutely adores Master Tornado. The other 3 personalities also have no motive for murder. If Owen isn't the true culprit, then the person who first laid out the cards probably wouldn't have been Master Tornado. Then who did it? Defense? Did the appearance of Owen help you figure anything out? Yes, Your Honor. I now know who it was that first laid out the cards. But I thought it was the victim, right? No, Your Honor. I don't believe it was. The one who first arranged the cards on the table was none other than his fifth personality. When did he die? It's like recently, right? The true killer? Yeah, it's gotta be the true killer. I believe the person who laid the cards out is the very person who killed Typhoid Tornado. To blame it on Owen. How quickly you can move on to a new target when Owen theory proves false. You Pokukanan. I don't know what Pokukanan is, but I know I'm definitely not one. Before you start with the ceremonies, why don't you hear me out? Yes, let's hear the defense's reasoning. But if you're bluffing, I won't go easy on you. I am bluffing, actually. Understand, Your Honor. Now then, please recall to the original crime scene. Who did the car's name when the scene was discovered? Let's see. I believe they implicated the defendant, Bucky Wet. That's right, but when we found out the message already read Owen 4th, which implicated the young boy Owen. Exactly, and the person who rearranged the card was undoubtedly Uendo. Uendo may have kept silent, but we can be sure he already knew his master was dead. His tampering with the crime scene using the TV all but proves it. So, has to be her then, right? There's not a lot of people who can do it. I confess. I tampered with the crime scene. The reason Uendo rearranged the cards and moved the TV was because he saw the Owen 4th message and was convinced Owen had committed the crime. So he was bullshitting when he said he didn't know Owen. Right on, Prosecutor Blackwell. It would seem that Owen and the other three personalities don't share the same memories. But really, there's no 4th personality. It's just the three of us here. So he was bullshitting back then. They did know about Owen. He tried to hide Owen from us. But it turns out Owen is but a 5-year-old child, incapable of hurting a fly, let alone his beloved master. So naturally, the culprit must be somebody else. And this somebody else, the true killer, tried to pin the crime on Owen. It's gotta be her, right? Balloon Lady? Gayru? This is not a conjecture, composed of half-truth and fantasy. Who, then, do you maintain the murder of the... It can only be her, right? I believe Owen might know something about that. Yeah, what was she doing with the buns? I refuse to allow such impromptu testimony. And from a 5-year-old, no less. Such a young child isn't capable of producing anything coherent. But your desperation is disgraceful. You should realize when it's time to let it go, and I saw it. I saw Shisho getting... Owen, do you know something? You do know something, don't you? Yeah. Oh my, is this true? If so, you must have Owen testify immediately. Don't you agree, Prosecutor Satmari? Go ahead and tell us what you know. I saw it. Shisho was standing with the knife in his hand. Blood was dripping on Shisho's face, getting... Blood was dripping onto Shisho's face, getting it all red. The noodles? I couldn't move at all. I was so scared, I passed out. This is the eyewitness testimony. Owen, can you tell us anything about what you saw? I was so scared. Owen. his emotions. If therapy time? I recommend a therapy session right away. Oh. What will do, Your Honor? Oh. What's up with you? He was standing with a knife in his hand. Blood was dripping onto Shisho's face, getting all red. I couldn't move at all. I was so scared, I passed out. So, what happens if Owen passes out? Better take a careful look at the images. He never had blood in his face. Blood was dripping down onto Shisho's face. Blood? I don't remember seeing any blood in the crime scene photos. Besides, if the victim was standing upright, how could blood drip down onto his face? As I expected, we all managed to obtain from this child as a tale he dreamt up. I guess that's a little weird for blood to drip onto the victim's face if he was standing up. Unless it dripped down from the ceiling or something. What do you think, Simon? Simon? I don't know. Bruh. Owen's one confused and upset kid right now, so who knows how accurate his memory is. Maybe it's time for that thing instead. Huh? What thing? The thing that you and your cohorts do. Rotate your thinking about? Oh, you mean turn your thinking around. That's close enough. Whatever. Same thing. No, it isn't. Rotating your thinking. Yeah, rotate your thinking around. Wait a minute. What? You know what, Simon? In this case, I think rotate just might work perfectly after all. All I have to do is rotate things by 90 degrees. We saw Master, he was lying on the floor. So you're saying this is blood? Maybe? No? I don't know. What? That's the conclusion I arrived when I rotated my thinking by 90 degrees. Which means that all the visuals in my matrix were off by 90 degrees. And? This means Master Tornado was also lying on the floor, which solves another mystery. What is this kid, man? This Owen kid. The mystery of how blood could have been dripping onto the victim's face. It becomes much easier to imagine how that could have happened when he was lying down. Like, someone bleeding onto Master Tornado from somewhere up, from above him. I remember now. Somebody was sitting up on top of Shisho. Really? You don't remember? So, trying to recall his master's bloody killer is what spooked Owen originally. How do you not remember those things, though? The blood that stained the victim's face red came from the person sitting on top of him. The victim was holding a knife, so he likely nicked his attacker as he was fighting back. This means his assailant was injured on their face somewhere. Like the forehead, perhaps? Or the nose, maybe? Assuming the victim and his attacker were face to face, then yes. I see, so that's what happened. No, it can't be her, right? Because we saw a flashback of her and she was crying without makeup. But if I recall correctly, the accused has a fresh bandage on his forehead, does he not? Does he? He does. Take it off. Show us. Even then, it can't be that much blood. Right? Because his whole face was covered in it. It is conclusive evidence he committed this murder. No, it's not. It seems you have dug yourself into a pit you cannot crawl out of. No. Even though I figured out the reason for Owen's out-of-control emotions, all I did was raise further suspicion against my own client. What do I do now? What's the matter? You weren't thinking of throwing them in the towel, are you? It looks so bad for Bucky. I mean, he had both motive and opportunity. Plus, he has that injury on his forehead. Could Bucky testify? Your Honor, I sense that the defense is finally ready to let it go and move on. Well, Miss Sykes, I understand you don't want to give up on your client, but I won't allow you to prolong this trial without a good reason. Well, that lawyer did her best, but all the signs point to the defense's guilt. I really don't want to back down, but... Athena? Are you having doubts about Bucky's innocence? What would I do without Simon? Do you remember what you said to Bucky earlier this morning? If it wasn't for Simon, I would have lost like 10 hours ago. Believe me? Yeah, of course, no matter. I'll believe in you to the very end. Were those just empty words? Of course not. It's just that all the cards are stacked up against us. Are you still stuck in a line of thinking? Whoa, man. Whoa. Motive, opportunity, and an injury to his forehead. Is that all it takes to make you stop believing your client? Damn, bro. Simon. You should be a defense lawyer. Tell me again, who are you to Bucky? Who am I to Bucky? I mean, he kind of forced this onto me. He really wants his noodles. His Miss Chickadee lawyer. Then do your duty and believe him until the very end. Simon would have been a good lawyer. A good defense lawyer. I'm Bucky's lawyer, and he's depending on me. Defense team, please, no fighting in my courtroom. The defense is ready to resume, Your Honor. Prosecutor Black was just giving me a pep talk, that's all. Thank you, Prosecutor. I didn't do this for your sake. It's for his noodles. He gotta get his noodles. The defense would like to now continue with Owen's therapy session. Owen, would you be alright with that? It's free therapy. Most people pay for these things. Somebody was sitting on top of Shisho, bleeding from their head, and smooshed something onto Shisho's face. That's funny. What is it? I still hear discord in Owen's voice. I don't sense any inconsistency with his statements and emotions. And there don't seem to be any contradictions in his testimony itself either. So that's it, huh? Did you figure something out? Your ability to sense emotions is making you focus too much on his feelings, Athena. But there's actually something he's being very vague about in his testimony. If you can clarify what he's feeling uncertain about with some evidence, you should be able to move forward from there. Okay. I'll just update the mood matrix with the new information and be ready to go. So I just need to present some new evidence about what Owen is being vague about, huh? Present evidence. Headbutt with a knife in his hand. This thing? How is he... You said somebody was on top of him, right? And somebody was mushing something onto his face. I couldn't move at all. I was so scared, I passed out. And the knife in his hand. He was on the floor and somebody was smooshing something into his face. Death is suffocation, so... Resting, do not disturb. Suffocation? Somebody was smushing something. They were suffocating him. The organization received signing statements. Master Tornado was confirmed alive at 4 p.m. Simon, you bullshitted me. Ueno discovered the victim's body upon entering the room after Bucky left. Simon. Before Bucky came into the theater, Gail was outside feeding her dog a number of dumplings. The dog buried his leftovers in the yard. That's gotta be something. was smushing some... Is it suffocation? He was suffocating him. What do you think, Owen? Ouch. Shishu had blood on his face and a knife in his hand. Yeah, like how though? Blood on his... Is it the udon noodles? Soba, yakisoba? Soba noodles? Had blood on his face and a knife in his hand. It's gotta be this, right? No? Couldn't move at all. So no, let's see what Owen's feeling concerned about. It should manifest as something Owen isn't being specific about. What's the matter, is it? He's not being specific about smushing something into his face. Was that something the noodles? Death from suffocation from noodles? It's the only one. Okay. Let's put a name to the thing Owen's concerned of, shall we? By identifying the murder weapon that was used to suffocate him. It's the noodles. I spy the murder weapon right here in this crime scene photo. Unfortunately for you, I spy nothing of the sort. It's noodles. That's the murder weapon. And the police did not spy anything of the sort during their investigation either. Pray tell, where's the murder weapon you see? You don't see it because it no longer looks the way it did when it was used as a weapon. This is what the killer pressed on, and it's the noodles. Or maybe it's the buns, but the noodles. The mystery person that Owen saw press Soba into the victim's face, thereby suffocating him. I grow wary of her tasteless jokes. How could anyone commit murder with soft, delicate soba? The noodles would instantly fall apart if they were pressed into someone's face. Wait, but not if they're in a dough form. Let's see. Bucky said there were 3 stages, right? I agree. Well, I disagree. There is a way the soba could have been used to suffocate the victim. If it was in the dough form. Would you explain your theory? To kill Master Tornado, the culprit must have smothered him with uncooked, balled up, uncut, so all of it. Whatever the dough is. Uncooked soba noodles, balled up noodles, uncut soba dough. The dough, right? The culprit must have used the soba before it was cut into noodles. In other words, the murder weapon was raw soba dough. Order in the court. Yes, soba dough could definitely be used as to suffocate someone, couldn't it? Are you alright, Prosecutor Sadmati? I was just letting the soul of the victim know that the accused will finally face justice thanks to the foolish lawyer before me. Oh. Right. Bucky's the soba guy, right? Allow me to summarize your statements. The accused was killing the victim. He was slashed in the face by the victim's knife. The weapon he used to suffocate the victim with the dough in the dressing room. He then disposed of the murder weapon by cutting the soba dough into noodles. Ah, dumbass, Simon. Why you, Sammy? Simon, you told me to say that. Afterwards, the accused put the victim in a bowl of soda noodles and broth to wash off the blood that had dripped onto the victim's face from his own. There you have it. the true significance behind this foul affair. Oh, wait a minute. I never once said that it was Mr. Wet. But who the accused knows how to cut dough into noodles, defense? Ark. That's a very good point, prosecutor somebody. I heard that cutting soba dough into uniform noodles required considerable training. But then what about the dyeing message? How do you explain that? The defendant wouldn't have known about Windows Owen personality. Perhaps Dirk was playing with the cards, they hold no other meaning. Perhaps he spelled out Owen's name in jest sometime before the murder. That's true. From Owen's testimony, it's clear that Master Tornado cared for the boy. It appears to have arrived at a compelling conclusion. Taken together, all of these points paint a convincing picture of the defendant's guilt. What the? Owen, anything else you can tell us? Oh, you're scaring me. Oh, I'm sorry, Owen. Auntie Athena didn't mean to raise her voice. I have to be gentler with him. He's not 5. Or mentally he's 5, but physically he's older than you by 10 years. Well, when I woke up, the person who killed Shisho was standing over me, bleeding from their head. Owen, you saw the killer's face? Oops, I did it again. So who was it, Owen? Do you remember? I don't know who it was. I'm picking up some noise. I don't know what Owen saw, but suffice to say, we're analyzing the dreams of a child. You wasted enough of our time, defense. Let it go and move on. No. There's still discord in Owen's heart. Therefore, I can't give in there. Here. Do you think you can continue your testimony for us? Okay. I'll enter the UFO and run an update then. Shisho had blood on his face and a knife in his hand. He was on the floor and somebody was smushing dough in his face. Couldn't move at all. I was so scared I passed out. When I woke up, the person who killed Shisho was standing over me. Why is he happy? He's happy. Why were you happy, Owen? Despite witnessing the culprit terrible crime firsthand, Owen experienced a positive feeling, one of relief. The person the witness saw was no stranger, rather, it was the accused. Therefore, it is only natural that he felt some level of relief when he saw a familiar face. Defense, end this madness and sully your soul no more. Owen, who did you see? That nice smell. I love the smell of that perfume. There we go. Perfume. 12 years of perfume. Balloon artist. Perfume. She's the only one who would have perfume, right? Smells, you can do it. Try to remember, Owen. What I'll smell of. Are you fucking kidding me? Bro. Give him some buns again. Hey. It seems Owen is now resting in the infirmary. They certainly have hands full today down there. Let's continue with the trial. Despite Owen's testimony, it is the opinion of this humble servant of the Holy Mother that the trial's words were insufficient to clear the accused of suspicion. What about the scent of perfume? I believe it's a clue that would lead us to the true culprit. But there were thousands of perfumes in the world. It could be the scent of a hair product the accused uses. He does have one amazing hairstyle, so that's certainly possible. I don't know, maybe it's yours. It's the fucking butterfly. The witness is 5 years old. He cannot tell the difference between conventional perfumes and hair products. Why couldn't you have gone for a crew cut or something, Bucky? What's more, the only person who can cut soba noodles with such precision is the accused and no other. Is there anyone else? found in the victim's possession. It is the deed for the soba shop. Inside was a ticket. Balloon Act. Simon's eyewitness account. Okay. Chain logic time? And so, the person Owen saw at the scene of the crime would only be the accused, Buck Hewitt. I mean, I gotta agree with him. Owen? What the? Bucky. Hey. I never use hair products or anything with the smell. If I were something like that, the smells get into the... Oh, wait a minute. When he was giving his noodles to Geru, he did get mad, right? Because the smell would get into the noodles? Alright, we found her. He's skateboarding. He got Heelys on? Mr. Rat, are you supposed to be arresting the infirmary? Whatever. Do you think a soba shrink on perfume? Try that Cho soba for yourself and see. I believe we have no choice but to try it. Strictly for examination purposes, of course. Now then, let's dig in, shall we? Slurp, slurp, slurp. How was it? Did you enjoy your free meal? That was delightful. Well, I'm satisfied that there are no traces of hair products and perfumes in Mr. West's soba. First sweet bean buns, and now savory soba. What a delectable trial this has been. This texture is different from the soba I had the other day. It reminds me of the dish we have in Korean called banapan. Banopan. What do you think? My soba's pretty good, isn't it? It's delicious, don't you think, Simon? It still pays in comparison to his late father's cuisine. Simon, why you always gotta be so hard on me? What does he eat, man? Bailiff, take the defendant back to the infirmary at once for some rest. Rest? Hey, I ain't a lump of plain weedy udon dough, you know? I'm fresh like my soba. We don't let soba dough rest. There's about 3 fresses of soba. Grind the seeds fresh, cut the dough fresh, and boil. Where did you boil it? Good grief, what a defendant. At least Bucky wasn't the source of the smelly perfume smell. Smelly perfume. It looks like you remembered some. I did. The phrase smelly perfume reminded me of a certain somebody. Oh, who might that be? There's only one person that comes to mind. I mean, by process of elimination, is the woman, right? Can't be him, can't be Simon. He's dead. He's the defendant. He's the prosecutor. So by process of elimination, it can only be her. Gabriel Tomato? Yeah, she did smell very nice, didn't she? Just a moment, defense. You would throw a suspicion on Garu now because of a scent. Your Honor, there's no need to go along with whatever these ever-changing claims of the defense. I suppose their claim may have been awfully inconsistent, but Garu could have been at the crime scene. She also lied about where she was, right? She said she saw through the dressing room. She said she was at the yard too. Yes, but you'll get to see those wounds of hers if you call her back to the witness stand. How vulgar. His Honor is not interested in such things. Setting the matter of her balloons entirely. He wants different balloons. He wants to see her titties. That's his balloons. I do believe it's appropriate to ask Garu some questions, given the circumstances. This has nothing to do with her balloons, of course. Thank you, Your Honor. The judge wants to see her titties. Thank you for calling this a cycle of Tornado School at Rockville back to Inquiry. It's me, the balloon artist you know and love, Garu Tornado. 1, 2, balloon. There we go. There's your balloons. Your Honor, please. Now then, what would you like me to make for you this time? I called you back for more testimony. But I'm all talked out. This case has left me completely deflated. What? You didn't find that funny? Anyway, what exactly is going on, Simon? Seems the person who murdered Master Tornado was wearing perfume. And you were the only person I could think of who wears perfume. Wait, you mean I'm a suspect now? She's sweating. Garo, you know about Owen, right? Well, yes, I often played with him at Shisho's request. So that means you could have left that fake dying message, right? What? Just because I wear perfume and know Owen, you think I'm a murderer? Oh, how could you? Yeah, the witness is absolutely right. With no evidence but the distorted memories of a small child, it isn't outrageous of the defense to accuse this woman. That's right, you don't even have any proof. You may step down from the stand, Kaoru. The defense does not have one scrap of evidence that connects you to the crime. Wait a minute. I mean, I have proof, but Owen's testimony is still... Enough. Please feel free to leave, Kaoru. But I'm so close. There must be something I can do. Well, if the prosecutor says it's okay, then I guess I'll be going now. Come back. Hey, Kaoru, you're an entertainer, aren't you? Once you're on the stage, it's your duty to complete your performance. Where are you going, leaving halfway through? Whoa. And since we know that Master Tornado's killer has cut in their face somewhere, impossible. How did you know, Simon? I didn't, but I had to take a chance to see for myself. Otherwise, your theory would remain groundless accusation. Your Honor, Prosecutor Sanmari, the scent of the perfume, injury in the forehead, these things are completely consistent with the Owen's testimony. In short, the mystery individual Owen saw in the dressing room could have been Kaoru. Miss Sykes. Does this mean you are formally indicting this witness for murder? Satora. Should your accusation prove to be false, I hope you're prepared to pay the price in full. How? How do I pay? Simon, what price is he talking about? I thought that should be obvious. Prosecutor Sadmunk is saying he'll see to it you never stand in court of long. How? What kind of power does he have? He knows how to make a trial interesting. Just whose side are you on, Simon? Go on then. Into the deep end with you. You really have but one choice anyway. What does he mean? What kind of power does he have? Can I not accuse someone? Well, Miss Sykes, I'm waiting. Indict her. There's no reason for me to hold back. The defense wishes to formally indict Gary Tornado for the murder of Typhoon Tornado. I have tried to be merciful, but now, not even your pleas will reach the Holy Mother's ears. You will have plenty of time to regret your decision in the pit of hell. I don't believe in whatever your religion is. The person who murdered the victim was not Mr. Red. It was Gayru. The bandages from a silly slip-up I did while cooking yesterday. Cooking? What kind of extreme cooking were you doing to cut yourself on the forehead? Well, what can I say? That's what happened. You also don't have an alibi for a period of 4 p.m., do you? But I really didn't know anything was wrong until Shisho was found dead. If you don't believe me, then with the twisty twist. Dog. And balloon, there you have it. Adorable little kid. It's a dog. That's a fox. Gayru, I've been meaning to say this for a while now, but could it be that you don't have an eye for balloon art? Don't you think I know that? You didn't have to come to say this. I'm the daughter of a great Rakugo artist. I never wanted to do stupid balloon art. I was supposed to be a Rakugo storyteller, too, just like my late daddy. But Shisho told me to do balloon art instead. Mr. the victim thought she had no talent as a repertoire either. If you're still gonna suspect a poor little thing like me, please stop trying to skirt the issue. It all comes down to the scent of the perfume and the cut in your forehead. You and the culprit in Nolan's testimony shared these two traits. You're dead set on accusing me, aren't you? Well, here's what I have for naughty little girls like you. Twist, twist, twist. I'ma cut you, witch. Go ahead, make me testify all you want. When the truth's revealed, it'll be your balloon or mine that goes pop. Got it? Oh my. Is this yet another hidden personality? Simon, is everybody in the tornado school like this? How should I know? What I did before the murder. Yeah, I visited the dressing room. Shisho and Owen were there, but they were both snoring up a storm. I saw the note Shisho left, so I just left. Didn't want to disturb him, you know. The perfume Owen smelled must have been left over from when I visited. So Carrie's saying she went into the dressing room, but then left right away. Don't take her at her word. Come on. Do you really think I would? I'm just trying to figure out how to get her to talk about what really happened. Therapy time? No. What I did before the murder. They were both asleep. Wait. I didn't see anything funny near Shisho, and I didn't touch anything in their room. I didn't see anything funny near Shisho. Anything funny? So I just want to confirm, you didn't see anything all unusual or out of place. I didn't touch anything at all in the dressing room. Didn't touch anything. Wait, but then is she saying she didn't see what Uendo immediately saw when he checked the victim's body? Does that mean it wasn't there yet at the time? Hold on. I guess there was something. What is it? Something making it was already in the room. If Master Tornado really is the one who left that, you think Gero would have noticed? Are you talking about Typhus? Are you talking about this note? No? Okay. Are you talking about the blood on his face? Suffocation. The table, the buns, the television. Okay. Garu, you said you didn't notice anything odd or unusual near your master. You also said you didn't touch anything in the dressing room. That's right, what about it? Then I wonder who left that dying message with Kurt. The dying message? What are you on about? Had to have been Bucky. Sorry, but that's not possible. Because the only 3 people knew of Windows' personalities. The window, your master, and you. Eek. If Bucky had left a correct message, he wouldn't have spelled out Owen. He would have spelled out window. What it boils down to is this. As a member of the Tornado School, you, Garu Tornado, are the only one who could have left that dying message. Okay, so there's only 3 people that knew of Owen, right? Taifu, Garu, and Uendo. And Taifu's dead. Taifu's dead, and Garu's not gonna say it. Or Garu's not gonna say that about Owen. And Uendo, I don't know, so like, what evidence was she trying to leave? Like, there's a... So there's only 2 people left that knows who Owen is, right? And she was trying to frame him. What was she trying to do? She was trying to tell everyone that Owen did it. But there's only 2 people who know Owen, so... As a person who left that message, it's clear that you are Master Tornado Killer. Will you ever quit yapping? You're like wretches clinging to the spider thread of salvation. Allow me to cut that holy thread from the heavens and bring you back down to earth. Would you quit butting in whenever things start to go my way? Silence, child. Playtime is over. What did you just say? As a witness stated, she went into the dressing room and soon came back out again. But the victim's no was not the only reason she left with such haste. There was another reason that compelled Garu to leave at once. Garu, would you please relate said reason to the court? There was a reason why Garu had to leave the dressing room. Well, I didn't want to show you this, but I guess I got no choice. Keep your eyes peeled, cause here it comes. Why is it red? Your hand is swollen. What happened? If you must know, I'm allergic to buckwheat. Then why is it red? Okay, so you touched it, right? Since your hand is red? With Typhoid Tornado making soba noodles in the dressing room, Garu is lucky to still be alive, considering all the flour soba that was swirling in air. Good thing I left pretty quick. I managed to escape with a mild reaction. But I touched Shisho as he was wearing, and I was being carried away. And look what it did to my point. Okay, so, alright. Fair. There must have been soba broth on his clothes or something. If I hadn't killed any of the soba flavor, I'd had a seizure, and it'd been good night, Garu. I never could have stayed in that dressing room for very long. A person allergic to buckwheat couldn't be in a room with soba flour in the air. And certainly couldn't use soba dough as a murder weapon either. This isn't good. You knew it'd come to this, didn't you? That's why you never mentioned her allergy. As if I would do anything so underhanded. I was simply trying to protect the privacy of the witness. What if she had gloves on, though? I'm sick of all these accusations. Why don't I just testify and get it all out in the open? Garu's buckwheat allergy. If I come into the slightest contact with buckwheat, I get an allergic reaction. With that much soba flour in the air, that room could have literally killed me. Look at my hand. Just touching Shisho's body caused so much damage. There must have been soba broth on his clothes. But I never could have committed murder in the dressing room. Still can't believe it. Nobody told me she had soba allergy. Did you know, Simon? Does it look like I knew? Protect the privacy of the witness, my ass. What a dirty trick. Now, what do we do? There's only one thing to do. Put Prosecutor Sab Monk to shame with your cross-examination. No matter how small, I'll find this an opening and break her testimony down. Look at my hand. Just touching Shishu's body caused this much damage. Must have been soda broth on his clothes. It's over? Finally, time has come for the last rites of digging to begin with. What would Mr. Right do at a time like this? I've guessed only one thing to do. What are you smiling about? Has the pressure overwhelmed you? Nope. It's just the worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. It's when we have to bluff. You have no rebuttal, and the only thing left to do is to smile. Yep, I'm bluffing. That's where you're wrong. I do have rebuttal. Turn your thinking around, Athena. Don't try to figure out how Gero, who is allergic to him, could commit the crime. Figure out how Gero could be in that room and not have an allergic reaction instead. Let me rest? Maybe fire a lump of regular flour dough for udon noodles. But I'm fresh, like my soba. You don't let soba dough rest. It's all about the three freshes. Grind the buckwheat seeds fresh, cut the dough fresh, boil the noodles. He's blacked out. Resting, do not disturb. Allow me to read it. Resting, do not disturb. That's the nice saw. After reading that, who wouldn't think Shisho was napping? If you must know, I'm allergic to buckwheat. Mondo, if that certain piece of evidence doesn't mean what I think it means, if that's the case, I might be able to prove that Gero could have committed this crime. No matter how hard you search your mind, you cannot overturn facts. Well, Miss Sykes, if you have no further objections, I'll hound them, I roll. True, I can't overturn facts, but what if we got our facts? Was he actually taking a nap? Got our facts wrong. What are you talking about now? And which piece of evidence do you mean, Miss Sykes? Please point it out in Discord. Even with her soba allergy. I mean, maybe? Found the victim's possession is the deed. The deed holder is Bucky Wet. Oh. Before Bucky came to the theater, Gero was outside feeding the dog a number of dumplings. The dog buried his leftovers in the yard. even with her soba allergy. The dog? Victim's body upon entering the room after Bucky left. Gail was outside feeding her dog a number of dumplings. How Geiru could have killed her master even with her soba allergies. Gloves? Perfume? The victim was making soba noodles from scratch. The room is covered in soba flour. There are 2 drinks in cans in the fridge. The TV can be used to monitor the stage in the dressing room. I mean, this has to be something, right? Resting, do not disturb. Not sure. What do you mean? I don't know. Let's go with this. It's Master Tornado's note. The note. Am I right? Preposterous. What possible connection can there be between the witness's allergy and that note? The answer lies in the true meaning of the note. The true meaning? The note does not mean I am resting, do not disturb, as we assumed. But rather, it actually means this dough is resting, do not disturb it. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. That doesn't make any sense. You're right, it doesn't. After all, as Bucky told us many times, you don't let soba dough rest. What's all this jibber jabber got to do with anything? This is it. This is a home stretch. This note of Mr. West's words have led me to the conclusion that Mr. Tornado was making udon noodles. Udon noodles? Soba. Udon noodles. Wait a minute. Soba gluten time soba. He was making udon noodles. So it doesn't use buckwheat, right? The victim, type of tornado, was not making buckwheat noodles. He was making ordinary udon noodles. Udon noodles. Okunka. The layer of flour in the dressing room wasn't soba flour, but plain old wheat flour for udon. So actually, it was totally possible for Geiru. Did you know this? How did you get the allergy? But if that's true, it changes everything. Your Honor, the defense requests that the flour in the room be tested immediately. But soba noodles were found in the bowl, and Geiru did not have a rickshaw in her hand. How do you explain those things? Well, even if it were udon flour instead of soba, you still cannot prove Geiru committed the crime. I don't know, maybe your hand is just red. Don't lose your nerve now. Keep charging forward. Enough with the threats. Got it. Talk about pressure. Alright, Athena, take a deep breath and go over everything again. Really? The chain logic? Logic chain for this? I had conclusive evidence that Geiru committed this murder. What was Master Tornado making in his dressing room? It was udon, right? Master Tornado was making udon. By my logic, Master Tornado must have been making udon noodles. Something at the crime scene indicates otherwise. What was found in the bowl? What was found in the bowl? It was soba. He was using udon noodles for soba. Even though Master wasn't making soba, the soba noodles were found at the scene. So that means the noodles had to have come from somewhere. Wait a minute. One mystery serving of soba noodles. That sounds familiar. Where did the soba in the bowl on the table come from? Master's soba stock. Didn't he have something in the refrigerator? The soba stock in the refrigerator, right? The soba was from Master's soba stock. Soba noodles found at the scene were from Master's stock of uncooked noodles. But then, why would the culprit go out of her way to cook that soba and put it in the bowl? Why did the culprit cook the soba noodles to put them in the bowl? To hide the udon dough. The culprit wanted to hide the udon dough. Soba was found at the scene, so that means the culprit must have taken the udon with her to hide it. Why did the culprit take the udon away and hide it? It must have been because he killed him with the soba dough. Why did the culprit take the udon away to hide it? Because she killed him with the udon dough. The murder weapon was udon dough. Yeah? No shit? That's what we've been saying? The reason why a weapon was found is because Garu got rid of the dough somehow. Oh, that's what it was. That's what the dog buried. The real murder weapon was the udon dough the victim. You didn't need a logic chain for this. If we can find this dough, that'll prove my theory correct. And undeniably prove Garu's guilt. Even if you find this dough, what makes you think that it would prove she is the one? Please recall to Owen's eyewitness testimony. If the injury on Garu's forehead was caused by the victim's knife, then Garu's blood must have dripped down onto the dough used as the murder weapon. Alright, there we have it. Case solved. Right? She buried it. Before biting the leader, Garu was outside feeding her dog a number of dumplings. The dog buried the leftovers in the yard. There we go, case solved. Ah, but where's this conclusive evidence? Let us hear your theory on where this murder weapon is. Well, it's how to get rid of the wood on. Think, Athena. What do I have that points to suspicious baby behavior? Now then, let's hear your answer. Where is the real murder weapon hidden? Nice barking you did there. Barking, ah. I assume you have the bite to back it up. Stop distracting. He's not distracting you. He's giving you hints. Especially not right now. The piece of evidence points to the Simon. So Simon knows already. He's been giving out hints left and right. Huh? What is it? Garu got rid of the dough she used to kill in bold and daring way. She did it right in front of Prosecutor Blackwell's nose by feeding it to her dog. Simon, you knew this, right? He knows, right? He was giving me hints. Of course, now it all makes sense. I was puzzled as to why Garu, who should have known her dog's eating habits, would feed Jamungo more than he could possibly finish. Your Honor, please order an investigation of the yard right now. And what should the police at the theater be looking for exactly? Shigemo must have buried his leftover dumplings somewhere around his doghouse. Dumplings that Garu made out of the udon dough with her blood in it. This is preposterous. I want to thank you, Simon. If you hadn't kept me going, I might have given up along the way. What are you blathering on about? You still have work to do. You would have lost this cave without Simon. Now, by your hand, finish the wretched caves off. Got it. So that Simon can have his noodles. Do you remember what you said happened to when the final truth is finally revealed? When the truth is revealed, it'll be your balloon or mine that goes pop. Got it? Your balloons go pop. Well, now that the truth is out, looks to me like it's your balloons that goes pop. And his necklace goes pop. His entire face goes pop. Athena doesn't have any balloons to pop. A rocket artist. I was the one who was supposed to inherit that name. But then she show. Pop. Her nose too? Why are my balloons bursting? I've been a bad girl. Are her tits fake too? Fake tits? Oh, okay. Oh, there it goes. What? That was a wig? Are you ready to tell us everything, Garu? The whole reason I entered the world of Rocket in the first place was to follow in my father's wonderful footsteps and inherit his stage name. Stage name? You don't mean Uendo Tornado? What? His stage name? I knew I wasn't very good at storytelling, but I thought that if I did the stupid balloon thing like Shisha wanted, I'd inherit his name someday. But Master Tornado gave you the name to his junior disciple. Yeah, that's why I took my revenge on Shisha during the show, celebrating the name succession. So that was your entire motive. I doubt anybody else could understand. Inheriting my father's name was everything to me. It was my whole reason for living. Of all the days you could have taken your revenge, why did you choose the day of his show? Because I wanted to pay Uendo back for stealing what was rightfully mine. I wanted to pin the blame on him at the show where all the Tornado fans were gathered. But then Uendo tried to shift the blame onto Bucky Webb. And now that we know the whole story, there's just one thing I want to know. Did you know Master Tornado was making udon? No, I didn't. When I saw the soap making tools, I was worried about my allergy. But it was my only chance to get revenge. So I went ahead and did it. So it was a premeditated crime. But in the end, you only went through with it on impulse. Then, allergic reaction on your hand is from touching the soba in the refrigerator when you were tampering with the crime scene after the master's death. Yeah, by that time, I wasn't clear-headed enough to worry about my allergy. Geiru, how could you do all this, you idiot? Geiru, I get your desire to inherit your father's name. But what really should have inherited from his father wasn't his name, but his heart. His heart. Do we get to see the father? His heart. Do you have anything to add, Prosecutor Samedi? Any objections? Nope. Miss Athena Sykes. Yes. I shall be sure to remember your name. You lost to 3 people now, by the way. Really? It seems you finally recognize you as a proper adversary. Thanks. That's all I ask, Prosecutor Samedi. It looks like there are no further objections, Bailiff. Please bring in the defendant. Ah, good. You have made a full recovery. Now then, this court finds the defendant Bucky wet. Not guilty. Simon's the happiest guy right now. This court is adjourned. Congratulations, Bucky. Thanks for everything, Miss Chickadee. But it still sucks you're accused of a crime you didn't commit. Did Ueno have it out for you or something? I don't think so. It was a spur of the moment idea when he saw the silver theme cards. Simon, where have you been? I stopped in at Uendo's questioning. Only you, Bucky, could get framed for crime on a whim. No way. I almost got convicted out of convenience. Well, at least you weren't completely cleared of all charges. So, buck up, Bucky. One more thing. What I really want to know is, why didn't Master Tornado let Gary inherit his father's name? What do you mean? On a more important note. Don't be such a wet blanket. Just go with the flow. Now, come on. You think the Master was trying to encourage her to quit the entertainment business? Nah, that's not it. He didn't give the name to her because he wanted Gary to find her own calling in life. To perform whatever she wanted without being bound by her father's name or Rakugo. Making udon was his way of showing his support. So that's why he calls you at the theater. To teach him how to make udon. A more roundabout way I've never seen. But that's Master Tornado for you. So this entire incident happened because of a misunderstanding. How sad. By the way, Gary wasn't the only person Master Tornado was trying to cheer on. Even though the person in question still seems unaware of Master's intentions. What? You talking about me? Come on, no way. All that old man ever did was criticize my soba. That's not true, Bucky. There must be a way to make Bucky's just how I cared about him. What? The victim's possession. I always wonder what this was. A title deed. Take a good look, Bucky. Whose name is on here as a holder of his title deed? It's still my name. Master Tornado was just up to one of his tricks when he said he stole the shop from you. He was trying to force you to grow into a truly capable owner in your father's stead. Yeah, but that's not the way to do it. He probably used some tough love on you so the shop would go belly up. I see. I never knew. Oh, Mr. Tornado, I'm so sorry. And pay him back by living up to... This dude has a really low EQ. Low EQ, man. Oh, thanks, Simon. You too, Miss Chickadee. One day, my soba's gonna be so good, it'll knock that old man's socks off me. Which old man? They're dead. After all, I'm the fourth generation owner of Wet Soba. Wet noodle number 4. I better get going back to my shop. Gotta get ready for lunch rush. Hold on. Could I place an order for delivery? Could I have one of those you're holding? Could you deliver a bowl of udon to Geru on behalf of her master? You got it. I'll make sure it's got the TLC Master Tornado would have packed into it. What is TLC? Thank you. So yeah, be sure to drop by the shop sometime. I will, and bring the whole agency with me. Do us all proud, Bucky. I have the best soba in town waiting for you when you come. You got some competition. You got the Elden Noodles competition. Oh. Nice to see somebody. The door is that way, by the way. He went the other way. Hello, this case. Don't kid yourself. The trial would have been a spectacle and a half had not been true. It's true. You don't know. I mean, he helped you a lot. It's like half the things he helped you out on. For a lawyer who's been versed in psychology, You're too full of weak points. You need to learn to analyze yourself more objectively. Or you could just teach me your famous mind trick, Simon. No. Why did you shut someone down? Why not? Because the more pesky lawyers are, the harder my job becomes. So it's in my best interest for you to remain green forever. Hey. Besides, weren't you the one who had the wool to pull over the eyes by your window? Must you remind me? How could I have known Uenda would do time soba? Hey, speaking of time soba, I just thought of something funny. Oh goody, I can't wait. Okay, here it is. In time soba, why didn't Mon number 9 get counted? Come on, do you know, Simon? How should I know? Because 7, 8, 9. Get the fuck out of here. I should have known. Come on. Let's get sober or something. You treat? I'll treat you to 50% of the tab. And don't forget, you still owe me for that manju. Really, Simon? Wouldn't hurt for you to pay for me once in a while, you know? Quit squawking and start walking, Athena. They seem to be good friends. Wait for me. They seem to be good friends, man. But just isn't right. Apollo and Simon before me. I'm gonna get there someday. After all, I've inherited their passion for the courts and the law. Jupux Lefair, I can do this. That was an okay case. That was alright. That was average.